So the judge granted your temporary stalking.
Okay, I'm just notifying the court that I'm recording.
Is on
Okay, I
April
don't give you
3rd
permission to record
in this
either.
building at 8:15.
That's not how it goes. This is public. Man, I'm not trying to make it difficult. This is public. You work for the public.
Okay, I'm not gonna argue with you.
Right, good,
But
good,
I
yeah,
went
that's
ahead
good.
and sent it up to the court.
No, I'm signing, I want to sign the notification. Yes, please, thank you.
Which will have somebody with you.
And I got a pen right here.
It's just, we have to have everybody come in at the same time, that's why.
This gentleman here, I'm just the
You'll all be at the
driver.
same
Hi,
courtroom,
next
but
to
you
the
wanna
file,
sit
there's
on
a
either side of the
lieutenant.
courtroom, and then when it's time for your case to go forward, feel free.
Okay,
Okay? You wanna keep this on you at all times.
okay.
It has been faxed to the Concord PD.
Uh-huh.
I don't know when they're gonna serve her, but it
Okay.
has been faxed over.
Okay, thank
Okay?
you.
Thank you very much. And then you can read through and see what the judge, the orders specific. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, this is my submission for the notification to film.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks. They're in there? Thank you.
And hold on. Trooper Provenza signed all the tickets. I don't know what Trooper Provenza looks like. Okay? So for them to expect me to recognize him and them not notifying me that this was him when I was asking about this guy and where was he and why wasn't he on the witness list, they knew damn well he was right there. And like I said, I had video of him texting while this guy or somebody was testifying, violating. That was the 4th violation. I don't know if other people, because I know the Free Keene people and Breaking the Law witnessed some of the witness tampering and caught some of it on video. They said they were going to file something with the courts.
I just submitted it to the court. I just submitted my affidavit to the court.
I'm just going to admonish you, you're not a party to this proceeding.
I didn't see
so
him yet.
I would very much appreciate you not making any outbursts during the course of this proceeding. You filed a request to...
It's gonna be here till 4 o'clock, so if you can't be here, don't tell me, I don't need you with that. Okay, stop. No, please go back to this Scribe.
So
I'll be good, I'll be good, I'll be good.
Trooper.
I'm good, please, stop fucking bothering me, go back in the fucking shit, Jesus Christ.
Please proceed.
This was my witness, so I will just, by way of just recapping with him. Lieutenant Rico, back on the 13th of October, 2021, were you in attendance at the Governor and Executive Council meeting occurring at the Police Standards and Training Building? And have you offered testimony last Friday regarding things that you observed and things that occurred there during that meeting? And consistent with that testimony, at some point, were you directed or did you receive some information about potentially affecting the arrest of Mr. Staples?
That's correct.
And do you recognize Mr. Staples?
Yes.
And is he here in court with us today?
Yes.
And would you indicate what he might be wearing?
Yes, and on the table in front of you, right now.
You're aware of that?
Thank you, Attorney.
Thank you.
So,
What?
my understanding is that the statement wrapped up its direct examination.
And I just wanted to say, if you arrested him and you testified about the circumstances,
We don't need to hear it again.
taking him out of there, and then also what happened behind the curtain. And you testified about it, and you had an opportunity to watch the video. And you could hear what was said behind the curtain.
Yes.
And it was fair and accurate, it was played to court. Nothing further has been said. Thank you.
So you testified that I was leaving the building as I began to say shut it down, correct, last time? Correct. Yeah. And let me see. I had something here. You. And refresh me, did you ever go behind the curtain? You brought me behind the curtain. Did you bring me behind the curtain? Correct. So you brought me behind the curtain, so you didn't see what happened on the other side there. So,
Judge, just as a quick note, I'm gonna object to a sort of editorial set of comments.
not an editorial.
That's not evidence. If he wants to testify about what he did or what happened, he can do so. But saying you didn't see what happened over here is not a question. Doesn't give the witness an opportunity to testify. And I ask that he refrain from editorial comment if he wants to testify. He obviously would be allowed to do so.
Thank you. So, trying to use this here. So you effectuated the arrest. Who ordered you to effectuate the arrest?
At the time, it was staff sergeant Paul, sorry.
So Staff Sergeant sorry. Were you a witness to any of the behavior here in any of these complaints?
You have to be more specific. I was there.
Any of the charges that I'm charged with? What did I do that you found was disrupting the meeting?
Yeah, as I testified last Friday, I received,
No, what did you witness? Not what were you told? What did you witness me?
so as I testified last Friday, I could hear the disturbance, I could hear the commotion, but as I testified last time, I did not personally see myself.
Right, so you heard some sort of commotion, but you don't know what it was. The whole goddamn room, was the whole damn room in the commotion?
At which point in time?
That's a good question. At the point in time that you're referring to. What point in time are you referring to? Can you point it out on the video?
There were several instances where there was disturbances. I can't speak specifically to what it is that you're thinking about or you're trying to inquire. I can only point to the fact that at some point in time, the disturbance was viewed by someone else that was relayed to me, and I effectuated the arrest time.
So you didn't witness any of it. That's fine. Now, let's see here. Because I'm just confused about some of this stuff. Now, so it's DeLuca here in these complaints. This is the first time I've seen these complaints today. Okay? Yeah, this whole thing is a joke, but let's continue. Let me continue going through my notes. So, did you try to give did you offer me an opportunity to leave the building prior to arrest?
Did I personally?
Yes. Was that was that an option given to you? Were you not given an option? Were you just told to arrest me?
You were free to leave the building at any point during the meeting.
No, once I was brought behind the curtain. Once I was told I need to talk to you, that's an arrest. Whether or not you said I was under arrest, that's effectuating an arrest. That's what you were doing. You testified to that, correct?
At the moment I told you that you were under arrest, no, you weren't allowed to leave.
Correct. Right. So when you tapped me on the shoulder, I was not allowed to leave at that point. Was I ever offered an opportunity to leave?
From me, no.
Was that ever discussed?
Objection calls for hearsay.
He either knows or he doesn't, and he said no.
I think it's objectionable to hear.
All right, here we go. So, you effectuated the arrest. Why didn't you sign the complaint? It's because whoever, I mean,
That's not relevant inquiry.
it's not relevant inquiry? Okay. So, how many other people were spoken to that day for disruptions?
I'm not aware of that, I don't have to do that.
You wouldn't know?
I do not.
And I'm gonna need help, setting up my laptop to show some videos. And I also had a question, about the video that they shared. I only got notification of the police state discs 1 and 2, early on in the trial.
I think,
I'm sorry, do you have any further questions?
Yes, I do.
Would you make an inquiry?
I'll just forget about what I was trying to think about. So, trying to make sure these notes and these are not relevant to him. You really don't know anything, right? So, you don't know, do you know what it is that distinguishes my alleged disorderly conduct from any of the other disruptions that day?
Objection, relevance.
He said no.
It's not relevant. He said he didn't know.
He said, what did I even ask? What was it that distinguishes? Hey, it's not fucking funny, dude. You think this is a fucking joke?
Mr. Staples.
No, I'm not gonna have people fucking ridiculing me every time I have a fucking thing, okay?
Mr. Staples. Let me
I'm trying.
just,
I'm trying, dude.
the language issue, it's troubling with small children.
Oh, they don't even know. They don't care. And the people that have children, they don't care either. They're here to support me because they know I'm a fucking freedom fighter and they know these guys are bootlicking fucking tyrants. Okay? And the kids know that too, and that's what the kids should know. We don't hide the truth.
Sir, if you don't have any more
I
questions.
do. You're distracting me. So, approximately how many disturbances were there throughout the meeting?
I have no way of knowing that.
You have no way of knowing that. Were there other disturbances through the meeting besides what you arrested me for?
I didn't arrest you for a specific disturbance.
Or you just arrested me? Right, you don't know why you arrested me, do you?
I was informed that somebody else had seen some type of behavior that you had encountered and
All right, see you later, you're good. We're done with this guy. He doesn't know nothing about nothing. Unless it comes to, the, back behind the curtain stuff.
Is there any further inquiry on that?
No, but, I understood he was asking about back behind the curtain. If he wants to examine about that, he can as well.
So this is what I'm trying to get at. Did you guys they already called all their state witnesses? How many other witnesses do you guys have? Just the one. Who is that? Greg DeLuca. And, but you were witness. We might need to call him back on this stuff after I get some stuff out of DeLuca.
Sir, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. You can sit down.
State's gonna call Greg to look at it.
And I need to call back some of the other witnesses too. I hope they're not here.
I want to put on the record, Mr. Staples, that you filed a request with this court indicating that you wanted someone, you asked for an accommodation from the court. because
Yes.
You wanted someone to sit down as an aide with you in the courtroom and help keep you on point.
Yes.
Get your notes, slowly
Correct.
assist you to understand what's going on.
My roommate, I was
And
hoping he was
expressed
gonna
and you expressed the reasons for that. The court granted that request and
Mhm.
allowed that you to be accompanied at counsel table.
And I was briefly.
by trusted and to aid you in the courtroom to help keep you on point, as you phrased it.
She's just not good at it.
And then you just
Or it's my fault, I just can't.
dramatically dismissed that aid who was selected. And so now you're without that,
Sure.
and that was a voluntary decision.
Of course it was.
Right.
I got you.
Please proceed.
Thank you. State calls Greg to look at it.
Looks like a criminal.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give in this proceeding will be the truth under the pains and penalties of perjury?
I do.
Please proceed.
Could you state your name for the record, please?
Greg DeLuca,
And how are you employed, sir?
with the New Hampshire State Police.
And what's your position currently?
I'm the supervisor at Cherokee.
And how long have you been in law enforcement?
I've been in law enforcement over 19 years with state police and a handful of seasons with Procedural prior to state police.
And during your time with state police or Marine Patrol, did you go through the full-time training then?
I did.
And during that time, did you take instruction as it relates to the enforcement of criminal laws in the state of New York?
I did.
And as a result of your time at the academy, did you emerge with certification of those things?
I did.
Have you been a full-time certified police officer since then?
I have.
Calling your attention to October 13th of 2021, what was your assignment that day?
That day I was assigned to the police academy for a governor council meeting.
During that time, did you observe the defendant also in attendance at that meeting?
He was.
Do you recall that all what he was doing that day?
I do not.
And during that meeting, were you present for any of the warnings that were given to you?
I was.
Did something happen? Did something happen that caused you to go and approach the defendant?
There was.
What was that?
Mr. Staples yelled out, "That's a lie," at one point.
And as a result of that, what action did you take?
I just walked over to Mr. Staples, he was sitting in the center of the auditorium, toward the back, and I just walked over where he was sitting, and I politely asked him to refrain from yelling, and if he did so, that he could possibly be arrested for disorderly conduct.
Hey, I'm not sure which was this.
Did you give
You
me?
may inquire, sir.
Thank you, sorry. Did you ever give me an opportunity to leave the building or ask me that?
I did not.
Why not?
It wasn't necessary.
Wasn't necessary? Why were you watching me?
I wasn't.
You weren't?
No.
So you did or you didn't witness this stuff?
What's that?
The stuff that you just said. So you said you weren't watching me, but
how could you witness someone if you didn't watch me?
I was able to hear you at that point where I was sitting, I was able to hear you.
How do you know my voice?
I don't think I know your voice.
You don't know my voice?
No, not prior to that time, no.
No, okay, so, wow, that was a bombshell. So you don't know my voice, so you heard someone say, you did not see me say, it's a lie, correct?
I don't recall seeing you saying that's a lie, but I know that it came from that general area.
Okay, and you don't recognize my voice either? Interesting. And you're Greg DeLuca.
Yes.
So they're not gonna ask, so are they gonna get to ask me more questions? Or I'm just about the process here, I'm trying to understand the process.
It depends on the scope of your process.
So they might start asking more questions, but they can't, can they start talking about stuff behind the curtain? Cause I don't know, I didn't hear anything about behind the curtain.
Mr. Staples, please conduct whatever inquiry you want to make with.
I'm trying to think here and formulate my thoughts and understand the process, sir. Okay? So, if I stop now, they will get to readdress what I brought up, correct? So, um, I mean, unless they bring up, let me just make sure, because I think we're gonna be good on this guy. I think you guys just lost the case. Let's just make sure. So, there was just that, the lie, it's a lie, is what you heard me say.
I believe so.
Was there any other disturbances that you were a witness to me making?
There were other disturbances during that entire,
In front of the executive council?
in front of the executive council.
Yeah.
During that meeting, yes.
During the meeting. So were you a witness to me being arrested for saying yeah?
For saying yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Did you hear me say yeah?
I heard a noise from your location, yes.
A noise from my location.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. And how many other people were in my location?
A bunch.
Bunch. Trying to make sure what I'm being charged with here. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I really see no purpose in asking him another thing.
No further questions.
rested its case, Mr. Staples?
I hope they did. Because I was never charged with saying, yeah. And these other charges that this guy supposedly arrested me for behind the curtain were not testified to at all. I'm not charged with saying yeah. Am I? No, I'm not. But we're still going to call my witnesses and go through my evidence. Because you motherfuckers need to feel the pain. Fuck around and find out. Let's go. So I want to talk to LaVoy. Let's get LaVoy back here. Where's LaVoy? I told you guys last time I needed to cross them again. So why are they not here today?
Who's your first witness?
LaVoy, I need to recross that guy. I'm not done. I might not need to call any of my witnesses. I might not need to call any of my witnesses.
I don't know if the court is interpreting Mr. Staples' words as a motion to dismiss at the end of the state's case, or wants to hear from the state on that issue.
Well, that's why I put it here.
Yeah, procedurally, I understood Mr. Staples to say in
I already filed the motion.
the language unique to Mr. Staples, let's proceed.
Yeah.
But out of an abundance of caution, I want to make sure that
They're free to withdraw the case.
what you noted is sort of recognized from a due process standpoint. So to the extent that Mr. Staples could have been understood to have made a motion to dismiss at the close of the state's evidence, let me hear from the state on the motion.
The state posits or asserts to the court that we have established.
They already arrested.
Beyond a reasonable doubt, all elements.
They already arrested.
Both offenses.
They already arrested.
That there was a public meeting going on, that Mr. Staples was given specifically not to disturb that meeting, that he subsequently held out in either purposeful way to disturb the meeting or in doing so created a reckless risk thereof. And subsequent to his arrest, he made a second disturbance during the same public meeting, and either purposefully to disrupt that meeting, and did in fact disrupt that meeting.
There's been no testimony to that.
Sorry, Mr. Staples, the state's making an argument in response to your motion, so please allow me to continue.
Either purposefully to disrupt the meeting or in reckless disregard thereof, so we believe that we can establish the moment.
Mr. Staples, do you wish to be heard further on your motion?
I didn't motion to dismiss anything. I'll motion to dismiss after I call my witnesses and after I cross-examine these other assholes. Okay? I never filed for a motion to dismiss. They're resting their case, correct?
Yes, they rested.
Okay, I'm ready to go. Let's bring it on. I want to talk to this trooper Provenza guy.
All right, for the sake of the record, looking at the evidence and the light most favorable to this state at this point of the proceeding, the state's met a prima facie case, so the motion to dismiss is denied.
I didn't file a motion to dismiss. He tried to get me to file one, so don't say I had some shit tonight. I'm ready to continue.
This is your opportunity to present your case, Mr. Staples.
And I'm sure, yeah, well, what about cross-examining? I have more questions for LaVoy. He's the only witness.
All right, so, Mr. Staples, call your first witness.
What is going on with LaVoy? Is he on his way?
I guess what I would indicate, Judge, just in response, is Trooper LaVoy, actually Major LaVoy, testified under oath. The defendant had a full and fair opportunity to examine him with regard to what he saw and what led him to do what he did. That's
I was gonna need to talk to him. We heard further testimony after the fact, and I had to go rewatch the whole thing, and I have stuff for Walsh, Baldessari, and Lavoy. Okay?
Call your first witness.
Trooper Provenza. No?
Your Honor, we would object to Trooper Provenza being called because he has been present for all of the testimony.
That's fine.
And so, to the extent that Mr. Staples wants to address the events of October 13th, I think that would be inappropriate, but if he wants to address them on other relevant topics, we don't object to him being called.
Yeah, I want to talk to him about the complaints. I want to get him on the record on why he signed the complaints, man.
Right, so let's see if there's relevant inquiry here.
Sure.
Sir, do you swear or affirm the testimony you give in this proceeding will be the truth under the pains and penalties of perjury?
I do.
Please have a seat.
Trooper Samuel Provenza, P-R-O-V-E-N-Z-A.
Sir, why did you sign these tickets? All four of them?
Oh, can you hand those to?
The criminal complaints that you signed.
Can you just identify those documents?
Yes, Your Honor, it's charge ID 1674444C, charge ID 1674443C, and 1674442C, 1674441C. They are the complaints in this matter.
Thank you.
And,
To answer your question, Mr. Staples, my role during this event was a scribe, whereas I assisted with putting the case overall together due to the fact that it was such a large event, and due to the fact that there were multiple police reports compiled in this. So at the end, what it is, what it took what's called the imputed knowledge by reading the police reports, and doing that, I completed the complaints for the entire case and did submit them to the court based on the imputed knowledge from the other officers that distributed.
is that typically how a complaint is written, and why?
I don't know about typical, but that is a way of it.
How is a complaint typically, how does it come about? Normally,
Complaints come about in multiple ways. It can be the arresting officer, it can be the prosecutor, it can be a different prosecutor. Are you talking about just the circuit court, sir?
no, I'm saying when an officer files a complaint against somebody, is it not the officer who witnessed it that files the complaint in the charging documents and swears to the facts in the document as you did?
No, sir.
So you swore to all the facts in those complaints, correct?
Based on my imputed knowledge, yes.
Based on your imputed knowledge. What does imputed knowledge mean?
Sir, imputed knowledge is a legal doctrine that takes the information that is by other police officers and information that they learn, then they provide that to either another police officer, another government official, non-government official, or prosecutor, and based on that information, charging documents are completed.
So you were not a witness to any of the details there directly?
To which details, Mr. Staples?
Any of the details in the complaint that you swore to? Were you a witness to any of those things, sir?
Yes, I was.
You were.
Yes.
So it's not just imputed knowledge, is it? What were you witness to, sir?
I object.
Calls for testimony that it would have fallen under the sequestration.
What? So they're admitting to violating my due process right now.
Well,
By bringing this guy, knowing he signed the complaints, not having him on the witness list, he swears to all these facts, out that he is a witness to these things that he did actually swear to. So, do I get the right to face my accuser?
Well, Mr. Staples, was Trooper Provenza on your witness list?
He is on my witness list.
When did you submit?
I filed it yesterday.
Well, that was after the issuance of the sequestration order.
I don't know what you mean. So, like I said, I didn't recognize this dude. I was asking these guys the last time. I was saying, hey, where's Trooper Provenza? Where's Trooper Provenza? He's sitting here the whole damn time. And they're like, well, I don't know. I don't know where's Trooper Provenza.
Crazy.
I don't know where's Trooper Provenza. Okay? He's the guy who signed the damn tickets. He's sitting right there, and like I said, and I would like to
This is
submit
crazy.
this to the court if possible, the video that I have of him texting while there were, that's a violation of the sequester order. Who are you texting to?
Hang on. We're just, we're addressing the question of the admissibility of his response to your last question. Attorney Shepherd, you've objected.
So you won't let him testify on these tickets?
Well, that's sort of up to me.
Right, okay, well, he doesn't
He's
want
making a legal argument about why that testimony should be barred, but there's sort of a convoluted manner in which Mr. Provenza ended up on the witness stand, so I'm going to allow a modesty degree.
Thank you so much, sir.
So to answer your question that you asked, Mr. Staples, is I was not personally witness to the beginning event, but I did hear you screaming from behind the curtain. That's where shut it down, screaming from behind the curtain.
I think you heard that, right?
Yes, I did.
That's what you're telling me now. And so can I get those to the back, please?
So who ordered you to amalgamate all that data?
Probably need a source to look at
What?
that. Dictionary.
Amalgamate? It means to put a bunch of different unrelated things together. Imputed. You imputed, amalgamated information from all the police reports. That's the word that I would use, amalgamated.
Yes, the OIC was Staff Sergeant Paul Starry. That morning, he assigned me as the scribe and to be the person to help make sure that the case, due to the large number of police officers, police reports, and arrests that were made, to make sure that they were all put together into a package.
So they knew there were gonna be a lot of arrests made, so they had you as a scribe.
Nobody knew that there was going to be anything. We just made sure that we were prepared to document the events that occurred that day.
And, so what prevented, or do you know, what prevented the actual witnesses of the offending conduct from filing a complaint themselves?
Objection, relevance.
That objection is sustained.
Okay, so why didn't the officers who witnessed the conduct write these complaints? Because these weren't written that day, these were made up way after the fact.
That's asked and answered, Mr. Staples, so could you move on from this issue?
Did I ask an answer? How can you swear to facts that you were not witness to?
Ask them.
No, that's a different question.
It's the same question you just phrased it.
No, it's not. It's completely different. It is completely different.
Do you have any more questions for this witness?
Yes. You on the lawyer list?
Objection, relevance.
Relevance? Relevance of the lawyer list? I mean, This guy has honesty issues, sir, and he was caught on video sending text violating the sequestration order. Okay? This dude is on the Lori list. Okay? I know he's on the Lori list. So I'll ask that his testimony be taken as potentially false. And because he all of a sudden said, now I was a witness to these things that I wasn't a witness to. I actually amalgamated the data, then he changes it mid-sentence to, no, he actually was a witness to these things. So you heard me say a couple
What's your
things.
objection?
Relevance to this line of inquiry. It's not, my understanding is, trooper Provenza is not.
I have not on the wait list, nor have I ever been on that list, Your Honor.
So he says, that's not what we heard. Is there another Provenza? You understand Provenza? Maybe he was not there, or whatever, we'll see. I know that they had a list and they took people off and they did things and all that. So it is what it is. And
Mr. Staples, do you have any further?
I'm going to the next page, yes, sir. I'm checking my notes. Sorry. Who were you texting to while the guy was testifying on the page, on the 10th? While you were sitting over there, last Friday.
For clarity and brevity, are you asking if I was texting any of the witnesses in this case?
Yeah, we want to see your text. How do we know that? Will you show your text from that day in time? We have the time.
Please ask your next question.
So, you're not going to answer the question who you were texting? Is that not a relevant question to the case on the witness tampering thing?
I think what Trooper Provenza said was that he was not texting with any witnesses in this case.
How do we know that?
He just listed.
Oh. Oh, he said so. Oh, he said so. Just because he said so.
This is so bad.
Yeah, this guy can go back to this jockey shit.
I don't have a question. Thank you.
He witnessed the whole trial. It's like,
My next
Governor Chris Sununu. Governor Chris Sununu, where are you? Where's Governor Sununu? For people have testified and built their foundation of this case upon the warnings given by Governor Sununu, and other people testified as to what he was saying or thinking. And I have no way of knowing that without Governor Sununu. So I would ask the state produce Governor Sununu by the end of the day, hopefully, or maybe we can come back for another time for that. But this is literally the foundation of their argument.
Call your next witness.
Sure. Governor Sununu's not here. Stephen Robinson, he's out. They're all out there. So, can I go get one? Do you want me to go?
Want me to go, Frank?
If, ma'am, can you get Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Russell. First witness. Oh, shoot. Sir, I don't know if you've ever done this before. Not really.
See on TV.
Okay.
Sir, before you sit down, do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give in this proceeding will be the truth under the pains and penalties of perjury?
Yes, sir.
Please have a seat.
So how does this
Before
work?
he gets started, sir, just state your name for the record, spell your last name.
Stephen Robinson, ROBINSO.
We require you to witness this knowledge before we start the direct examination.
I'm going to permit that.
Mr. Robinson?
You get Mike to speak up a little.
Sure,
down
yeah.
here.
I just want to clarify, have you watched any of the videos of this proceeding?
Which video are you talking about? There's a whole bunch of videos out there, so you.
Have you watched any of
I
the
was there.
videos?
I was there and I watched videos.
No, I'm sorry. I'm talking about the trial. Have you watched any of
Last
the videos?
Friday's trial.
Yes,
Yes.
this trial started last Friday. Have you
Yes.
watched any of the videos of the trial?
Yes, I have.
Your Honor, based on that, I would move to exclude the witness.
He was there and, I don't see why this is any different to trust these state troopers and this citizen. They're all watching the damn videos too. This guy was live streaming the whole time. So they could have been out there on their phones watching it live. You know what I mean? So, I don't know how him watching the videos taints his, whatever he witnessed that day.
So the sequestration order was clear, and I think it was incumbent upon you, Mr. Staples, to ensure that none of your witnesses had any.
You didn't say we couldn't share any videos or anything, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm excluding this witness.
Fine, whatever, Steve, you're good. We got plenty of people here, and then we got plenty that didn't watch the video too.
We are. I would ask that Mr. Robinson remain in the courtroom. I just don't want there to be any more tainting of witnesses that might potentially be called out in the hallway.
Unbelievable. If you want, it's up to you. You can leave if you want, Steve.
I'm a free man.
Yeah. So.
The truth will prevail.
He's not going to be witness or anything at this point.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Robbins.
Yep.
There's a sequestration order in effect. That means that any person who's a witness in this case
Unless you're a state trooper, you can violate it.
can't discuss what occurred during the course of the trial with any potential witnesses in the case, okay? Do you understand?
So can I leave the building, be escorted out? Does that make sense? If I can't sit out there and talk to
I have
anybody,
no, I have no control over what you do.
Yeah,
as
you
a
can leave. You can
person.
leave. Hey,
I'm just-
thanks for coming out. Sorry, this is. You can stay in here if you want.
I will for a little bit, and I'll leave when I want to leave.
Yeah. Walk around and find and talk out.
I'm gonna sit next to you.
All right, next witness.
video, she's a witness. You're gonna say that our witnesses are all gonna lie when these fucking troopers were violating this shit the whole fucking time? This is bullshit. So it's up to you what you wanna do. You can do the right thing or you can excuse her because she watched the first day of trial. When you never told me anything about putting out videos, and there's people like, how am I supposed to contact everyone under the sun that I don't even know? Are you fucking kidding me right now, dude?
You're excluded, man.
You're excluded because of the fucking videos that he didn't say anything about. So it's alright because we already smoked these motherfuckers, we know that.
My video footage shows the truth regarding.
Her video footage shows the fucking truth, and I'm gonna be submitting the whole thing unboosted, okay? For you to check out and see without them doctoring it, because they doctored it. Call my next witness.
Thank you.
Julian A. Card. Is Julian here?
I didn't see.
I didn't see him out there either. And then Monica, I think she was out there. And then, what about Regina Barnes? Regina, is she out there? Some of these people, I know that some of them did not watch it. So how about Jim Booley? Jim Booley. We'll try him. We'll go down the list in order.
Jim Booley?
No? All right. It's Kathleen. It's Heon now. Kathleen Heon. She's here. I know she's here. And I do not believe she watched the video.
Kathleen Leon?
This is the new list. Yeah, she was actually Bozeman. And these are new people that you're.
Ma'am, would you please come on up to the witness?
These are other ones that I just got today. So Emily Phillips. Roger Scott.
Sit down. You raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give in this proceeding will be the truth under the pains and penalties of perjury? Please have a seat.
Can I have 1 second, Earl?
Yeah. Let me just get a preliminary matter out of the way. Ma'am, would you state your name for the record and spell your last name?
Kathleen Leon, H-E-O-N.
Good. Thank you.
Please go ahead.
Miss, I'm sorry?
Leon.
Heon. Sorry, I couldn't overhear her for my own writing. Have you watched any of the videos of the first day of this proceeding?
Excuse me?
We started this trial last week.
Oh, no, I
Have you
haven't.
watched any of the videos of that? Have you had any conversations with any of the witnesses that have already testified in this proceeding?
No, I haven't.
And did anyone tell you today how to answer those questions?
No.
Okay, thank you. Further questions?
Please proceed.
So, do you know why you're here today?
Testified when I witnessed on October 13th.
Correct. And what took place on October 13th?
We had the executive council meeting at the police academy in Concord. And we all assembled inside. And
Was the meeting stopped by the council at any point during this? Did you hear me make any loud noises or say anything at any point in time? What was the characterization, like, how was the meeting from beginning to end? And how long what did the meeting last approximately?
Lasted for quite a few hours, I think at least 3, if not more. It seemed to be going quite well. We were told at one point by a women's state trooper to keep it down, and if there were any outbursts, that people would be asked to leave. And at one point, before that, Therese was going around and she walked around and she had her finger to her mouth to, advise us all to keep quiet. And, I don't remember any outbursts that interrupted the meeting.
Do you know why the state trooper came out and gave the warning that people would be arrested?
No, there might have been some, rumbling.
I'm gonna object to her speculating. I don't mind. If she has direct knowledge of why Mr. Staples was warned, that's fine.
That's not what I asked. I was not warned. This was the warning. What are you talking about? When the woman came out?
Sorry, we're considering the propriety of the question that you posed, so.
Yeah, he's confused, because he's talking about when the guy came and warned me. She's talking about when Maggie Walsh came out and warned the whole crowd.
Well, just so we can be specific, could you rephrase your question?
So, why did the officer warn the crowd, and what did she say?
She said, I believe, like, it was 2 years ago, that if there were outbursts, that we would be asked to leave.
Did she elicit specifically what type of outburst she was talking about? Was she directing it towards me?
Objection.
What?
Oh,
Did she direct the comments warning, was she specifically warning me, or was she warning the crowd?
She was warning the whole crowd.
And you have no way of knowing, you don't have any idea why she
I
warned?
don't know why she did it at that point. No, because, like I said, that I don't recall any outbursts. People may have been talking amongst themselves, but there was nothing that was interrupting the council meeting.
Was the meeting ever paused for disruption? I think that's good.
Just a little bit. It's fair to say that nobody on the council table was talking when the trooper got up to make her announcement, right?
We can bring in the video.
I can't recall if they were still in session, if they were talking when she made her statement. I don't recall that.
So you would agree that if there was a videotape of the proceedings, it's probably more accurate than your 2-year-old recollection? if there was a videotape of the proceedings, you would agree that that's more accurate as
Objection, relevance.
Sort of directly relevant.
No.
So, the rest of my question.
Not relevant,
So
not
if there were
relevant.
a videotape of the whole proceeding, you would agree that the videotape probably more accurately represents
Speculate.
what actually happened
Speculate.
than your 2-year-old recollection of it.
Speculate. Speculate.
That's not a knock against you, it's just memory, right?
Speculate.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
Damn it.
Same goes for all the troopers then.
you testified that
Speculation.
the meeting was never stopped.
Yeah, please, yes.
And maybe
It wasn't stopped. That's the
maybe
thing.
I'm misunderstanding the scope of your answer. So, isn't it fair to say that after Mr. Staples and Ms. Grinnell were asked to step outside, that there was a commotion that occurred that caused the governor to pause the proceedings?
No, we did not pause the proceedings.
Okay. And again, you would agree that if there's a videotape of the governor specifically saying, we're going to pause the proceedings,
Speculate.
you would agree that's more
Speculation.
accurate than your own personal record?
Speculation.
He did not pause the proceedings.
Okay. I'm done.
Further inquiries?
Yes. So he brought up, later on, after we were brought behind the curtain, did you hear a commotion at that point?
Yes, I did.
And what did you hear?
I heard you and Therese saying that you were being arrested.
Okay. And then what happened?
Then a couple people in the crowd got a little irritated and, kind of spoke up a little. Nobody was really yelling, they were talking and saying what is going on, what is happening, things along that nature.
Is it possible that during that commotion, that someone on the council could have paused the meeting and people didn't hear that?
Yes.
And can you describe the sound quality of the room for us?
Well, I mean, it was kind of loud, there was a lot of people in one, I would say, kind of small area, where the council members were, couldn't hear them real clearly. But there was a lot of us when we were sitting. It seemed pretty quiet, I thought.
But you said there were people that were talking and stuff, and babies, hearing babies. And would you consider people talking to be disruptive? What would you consider to be disruptive?
Yeah.
They're saying the meeting was disrupted.
Well,
I mean, that's the whole premise of this thing.
I'm gonna sustain the objection to the overly broad question, what would you consider a disruption? But you can ask her specifically
Okay.
if she thought the meeting was disrupted.
Was there a point where the whole room stood up and turned their backs to the council?
Yes.
And when we sat down, is that when we were tapped on the shoulder to be arrested?
My recollection, it was soon after that.
And just to be clear, did hear anyone say yeah to the point where it disrupted the meeting? How about amen? Did anyone say amen at one point?
Maybe Teresa, when she got her hands over her head, she may have said amen, but I did not hear it loud enough. I mean, I was sitting from like ear to the gates right there, away from her and
Okay. And
Just one follow-up. You just characterize your distance from the defendant as from the witness stand to the gate. You would agree that you were closer to the defendant than you were to the stage, is that right? I'm sorry, I phrased that question poorly. Let me rephrase. You were closer to the stage than the defendant was.
I was probably a few rows, 2 or 3 rows further, closer to the stage than they were, yes.
Okay, so you were closer to the stage than to the defendant.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Your answer confused me, so I just wanted
Okay.
to clarify. And, are you aware, you can just tell me if you're not, but are you aware that there was videotapes being made by the executive council staff close to the stage?
I know that there were cameras to the left of me filming it, yes.
And as a result of where you were and where Mr. Staples was and his cameras were, you would agree that the cameras were further, sorry, yeah, phrasing is very confusing, so I'm trying to clean it up so that you can answer these. You probably should have heard anything that the cameras heard, right? Based on how close.
I mean, she would have to know the specs of a freaking microphone and all that. Objection. She has no way of knowing any of that stuff. Thank you. Damn right it's fair.
All right, I have no further questions. Thank you.
I was gonna try to show a video.
Sir, you requested breaks to take place during the proceeding. Do you persist in wishing there to be breaks taken? Because I can take a break now.
Take a 5-minute break.
You still want one?
Yeah, well, he's gonna, I don't know what.
All right, so
How do we
take a
handle this
recess for
whole
5 minutes?
situation?
5 minutes.
Erasing tapes,
Okay.
erasing body cams.
Okay, so he's a disingenuous officer that has altered government documents and
Previously.
yes, that caused
Big surprise.
that caused the
Everyone's
problem.
Violating the sequester order. Again, you don't care. You think this guy cares?
Not if he covers up the shooting.
No, we don't care.
I wonder how it feels
Yeah, he
to
was the
kill
only
somebody
witness. He was the only witness to the shooting.
and then
He didn't pull the trigger.
right.
He was the only
Yeah.
witness.
Well, when I went out there, DeLuca, the other copper over there in the corner by the South Stop, right before DeLuca came in and testified.
Oh, really?
So you witnessed someone talking to another witness?
Again.
More witness tampering right there on the record. Unbelievable.
But I wasn't allowed to testify.
You can sign an affidavit. Sign an affidavit, get it notarized, and submit it to the court. A lot of crazy stuff. I'm not talking to you about anything. I just said it's all very crazy. It's all crazy.
My taxes are used for good.
All rise, please.
Oh, sit.
Only the dead rise.
Sit.
Your Honor, there's another instance, so this guy lied on the stand.
Sir, Mr. Staples, can you wait until
The other guys are here, sure. And we also have another incident of witness tampering right before DeLuca testified. He was talking to some of the other witnesses. And we have a witness of that.
How's that okay? How's that okay?
So your DeLuca was violating the sequester order, talking to some of the other witnesses while he was out there waiting to come testify. We have a witness of that. They're gonna file another affidavit. Just saying. Well, you're making this such a big deal of the damn sequestration shit, and your people are the worst fucking violators.
Sir, can you?
The motion is to dismiss the fucking case for a violation of the goddamn sequester order, repeated violations by these officers.
What's the alleged violation of the sequestration order?
This woman over here witnessed DeLuca talking to the other trooper witnesses right before he came in to testify. That's the violation. And then this guy again, when you left, he's on his phone again.
Well, there's no prohibition on witnesses speaking to other witnesses. There's a prohibition against witnesses discussing what went on in the courtroom.
What's the difference?
What's the difference?
How do you know?
How do you know that they didn't sit? So they're allowed to talk to each other, but nobody hears it.
Do you have any assertion that there was a violation of the sequestration? Meaning that any witness.
Did you hear anything specifically?
Information about what took
She didn't hear anything specific.
I can swear to it.
He can swear to it because he actually did hear the stuff. He's the one that filed the affidavit. He actually heard.
Don't believe me, believe my audio on my
Yeah,
video.
Exactly. He's got it all on video too. He was outside. I did see part of that. I didn't crank up the volume to hear it all because I really don't care what these fucking people are running their mouths about me in the back room there. They're all in there. And who was it? I think it was DeLuca standing guard out there when you came out there, and the other guys were in the thing. That was on Friday. So.
What's the specific allegation?
What's the specific allegation?
I heard court officers talking about his facts.
Does the state take a position on this?
To the best of the state's knowledge, the witnesses who all know each other have had conversations with each other about how the day is going. There's no conversation. The witnesses are all professionals. They've been subject to sequestration orders before. They know they can't talk about the case.
That can't be trusted. That cannot be trusted.
So actually, what was heard was court officers as well, and they were all discussing my criminal record and prison history and all kinds of stuff.
Swear by that.
Okay, it had nothing to do with how they, the weather and all that stuff. It was actually talking about me and the fucking case, and it's on his audio.
All right, so we'll address this.
We'll address this for sure. This will be a post matter or whatever.
Conclusion of the test.
Sure.
But for right now, please call your next one.
Bruce Kelly?
You'll win appeals for sure. 100%.
Yeah, there's so many appealable issues on this thing. I don't even care. I'll do the 10 days. You find me guilty, I'll do the 10 days in jail. You think that shit's shit? I don't give a fuck. $150 a day, fuck around and find out, bro. We'll do it 10 days, 20 days, a year. You wanna send me back to prison? Let's do it. 5 years in solitary confinement, motherfucker. Yeah, you guys created me. This fucking system created me. From YDC, Sununu House, to the fucking prison and back.
When you get run down by prosecutors, you start wondering about the system.
Sir.
So.
I'm just good, sir. I've admonished you once about making statements out loud during the course of this proceeding. You're not a party to this matter. I'm going to admonish you again to not make statements out loud during the course of this proceeding.
You gonna be arrested?
Would you please call your next witness?
I did.
Yeah, it's not here.
Oh. Is Claudine here?
Claudine?
Claudine Burnham. I don't know if she's here either. I don't know if she was going to be able to make it. I didn't see her.
The prosecutor wanted to give me a stare down just now.
Disrupting. Gonna get arrested. Not sure why you haven't been arrested yet. Got this little bootlicker back here. This is good.
Here's your next witness.
Okay. How about Ken
Irving?
Irving? I know he's here.
Ken?
I don't believe you watched the video either.
Sir, come right up here and take a witness stand, if you would. Watch your step before you talk. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give in this proceeding will be the truth under the pains and penalties of perjury? Please have a seat. Please state your name for the record, spelling your last name.
Ken Eyring, E-Y-R-I-N-G.
Please inquire.
Mr. Eyring?
Yes.
Mr. Eyring, we watched any of the videos of the first day of this trial. Have you spoken to any of the witnesses in this, that have already been called or have yet to be called in this trial about the trial itself? No. And has anyone instructed you how to answer the question that is asked?
Please proceed.
And thank you for coming out here and supporting this situation. So, were you at the executive council meeting on October 13th?
Yes.
You were inside?
I was inside, yes, I was there from the very beginning, probably, I think it's about an hour before we even started, all the way through.
Wow. All right, and describe the meeting for us. I don't want to leave. What can you tell us of that day and what happened?
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you. Well, they limited the number of people that could enter the building.
Do you know how many?
I believe it was 100. The room, I found out afterwards, the room was actually cut in half by the position. So there was plenty of room behind the fire in order to have more people involved.
Were there people outside that couldn't get in?
Yes, there's quite a few people.
How many people approximately?
Probably.
Because they said they picked that location to accommodate all the people. So I'm throwing shade all over their case. When the State House Reps Hall holds over 400 people. This place allowed 150 in. So the point of it is to disprove their claims that they were trying to accommodate all the people that were there to attend the meeting for this big deal.
I see the larger point, but I don't understand how it's relevant to this proceeding.
What was the question again?
Sir, you were asked to describe what you witnessed.
So, there were a lot of people there. We all sat down. It was extremely respectful, extremely quiet. I was shocked when the governor led the entire group of people in the Pledge of Allegiance. And when everybody said amen, his response was that type of disorder will not be tolerated. I was shocked. The governor himself led us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Why did he admonish people?
You have to ask the governor, and I agree with you that you should have him subpoenaed to this meeting because I was the former chairman of the school board, and nothing happened in my meetings that was not prior to the meeting approved by me. They were, according to my pictures that I took, I think I show at least 32 people in one single image. It's my understanding that it was close to 80 state troopers in the room at that time. When I say the room, I mean in front of the petition.
Fucking Nazis.
And I think that is use of power by our state or by the government. Those people, that show of police force, we never played out in any of my meetings because we the people are the government, not the people up there serving us. I was involved at
Your
some
Honor,
point.
getting a little far.
I was involved.
Sir,
I
you're
was
being,
asked.
sir, you're being asked about what you witnessed take place.
And he's telling
I
it.
am doing that, sir, from my perspective.
So you can't tell him now he can't answer the question. He's answering, I don't know what to say.
Well, there was an objection as to relevance.
The relevance is he's describing what he witnessed that day and his experience with other meetings and how it was different, so much different that day, and it was not a typical meeting as the state would like us to believe.
So if you could frame your inquiry by posing a question to the witness.
Sure, we'll see what we can do here. So, you don't know why he said Sununu made his admonishments exactly, but we were given a warning for some sort of disruption, correct? According to Sununu.
I'm hesitant to say we were given a warning. You just said that that type of disruption was not tolerated.
That too.
And I sat there along with everyone else in the room, quietly listening, respectfully. I couldn't hear anybody around me talking, not even whispering. And even if people were sitting there talking, and I'm describing what happened in the room, even if people were talking quietly, it was not disruptive of the meeting. I sat behind a ribboned off area, and the executive council, and the governor, and the people who came to testify had to be 50 to 70 feet away from me. At no point during the entire time I sat there do I recall the meeting ever stopped. The meeting was never, ever disrupted. Never. Even when people were being arrested, even when people were being escorted out quietly, like Mr. Staples and Teresa Riddell, who sat next to you, I did not hear anything from you, nothing. I don't even know if you spoke a word during the entire time I sat in that room. I am shocked and appalled by the way that our governor, executive council, and police. I am describing, sir, what I saw in that room, and you are stifling me and my right as a United States citizen to express what took place in that room.
Yeah, what are you gonna say to that?
Could you ask the next question?
What do you mean? Did he say he didn't even object to anything? He just said, Your Honor. So what's the objection?
I think the objection was that this person was starting to offer opinion testimony and get a little.
Well, he needs to say that.
His observations.
How do we know that? So now you're formulating objections for the state?
No, that's what the state's objection.
I didn't hear it.
Nope, I didn't.
So,
I didn't hear it.
I'm working on it. So,
May I finish the previous?
no, they're being.
There's no question posed.
So we'll get you,
But I'm gonna ask what I saw.
Sir,
right, I'm gonna continue, we're gonna continue, I'm gonna continue.
there's no question pending, so, Mr. Staples.
I'm just trying to formulate my
Questions.
thoughts. So, you said that there were no disruptions. What about when, do you recall when the crowd was warned by someone else?
Yes, and I was gonna get to that, because there was a woman state trooper that stood up. I think it was about an hour or so into the meeting, out of the blue. As I
Out of the
stated-
blue?
Out of this, as I stated earlier.
So the meeting wasn't paused?
No, not that I recall. The woman stood up, maybe the woman stood up, disruptions.
What disruptions? What was she referring to?
I have no clue because the entire time I sat in there, as I stated earlier, I didn't hear people talking, I didn't hear people making noises.
Was she not specific?
I don't recall her being specific, no.
So she didn't give any specific admonitions to the crowd exactly what she was referring to?
Correct.
And you said the meeting was not paused. And so, did you witness me and Therese being tapped on the shoulder?
No, I did not. I sat in front of you, but as soon as the troopers came and did that, it was clear something was going on. And.
What did you see of that?
I turned and looked and I was stunned to see you and Teresa.
Being taken. Was the meeting paused at any point?
No, I believe that the next disruption, I'm using that as a word of, people's ability to watch the meeting disrupted. I believe that the next incident was when you had let from behind the curtain, but let people know you were being arrested. Two other people in the room began to ask why were they being arrested.
What happened to those people who asked why we're being arrested?
They too were arrested.
For what? Asking questions?
To my understanding, to my knowledge, they were not informed at the time as to why they were being arrested. But that's something that I don't have enough knowledge to answer the question.
Sure. Can we go to the video? The video that I have. I don't really know how to get it. I think that thing is a smart TV. Looks like it. So I should be able to connect to it through like a screen share or something would be the easiest way. And then however I need to get the video to the state, I don't know what the process is on that, to like get it onto a device or anything. I'm not a technical type of person. I know I got a computer, but I suck with it too. So yeah, I want to be able to show the video. Maybe can I do it during my testimony? And because I'm gonna need that to jog my memory.
And Your Honor, just so I can be clear, I know that Attorney Shepherd and Daniel witnesses, but to the extent there's technical stuff, if we could assist him to get it so it would play, it would be assistance to the court. I don't necessarily have an objection to that, but we're finding out about it today. I'm certainly not a technical savant with respect to this, but if there's something in and assistance to the court, we would be willing to do that.
Thank you so much. So, you said that once I was arrested or was escorted behind the curtain. Did you say why? You don't know why we were escorted back there? Did you didn't hear a disturbance?
No, and what was further confusion is that there was a woman sitting 2 rows behind me, and I saw a state trooper who was standing just a few feet from me, lean in, point to her, and say something along the lines of, "If you do that again, you're gonna be arrested."
Do that again.
And I looked at the trooper and turned around, I saw the woman behind me, and she was clearly silent. Again, I didn't hear anything or any noises from anybody. I was stunned that that type of warning would be given to anybody. So I looked at her, and out of concern, I got up, and I walked back 2 rows. I'm
not
describing
sure
what I
what the
saw.
relevance, excuse me, sir. I'm not sure what the relevance of this testimony is.
The wanton disregard for the Constitution, that's what it's about.
Mr. Staples, I have not interrupted you.
Yeah. You dragged me in here.
I don't understand the relevancy of this testimony to Mr. Staples' case.
Your Honor, if I may, the relevance is in the entire climate
We heard this gentleman testify the disturbances weren't caused by any of the people that were there in attendance. The disturbances were caused by the state police, okay?
All right, I'll allow.
Thank you.
So I leaned over and I whispered to the woman, "What did you do?" And she sat there. I remember her. She was just, she wouldn't talk. She didn't want to say anything. She really made no noises at all. And I asked her 2 or 3 times, "What did you say? What did you do?" And she wouldn't want to answer. And I realized, I was causing her distress. And I said, "Okay, I'm sorry." And as I was getting ready to back away, one of the troopers down there said something along the lines of, "Get your back with us." And I was stunned. So I sat down, I watched her being escorted out, and found that to be deeply disturbing.
So you were talking to her, and we do have this on video. You were talking to her,
I did talk, but when I talked, she didn't respond.
and the next thing you know, she's getting arrested. Yeah. So this is all very important testimony, by the way, and I appreciate this so much. So you also said that once we were pulled behind, there was a disruption when I started to say I was being arrested.
Correct. I believe it was A.J. Todd who had said, "Why didn't they arrest me?"
Was the meeting paused at that point? Do you recall?
I do not recall at any time the meeting ever stopped. I believe the meeting continued all the way through the beginning today.
All the way through. Okay. And.
You have the video, you can look at the video.
Right.
I was standing.
Sorry, sir, it wasn't a question.
You have more to say.
Let me think for a second here. Look at these complaints again to make sure that I'm getting these elements all touched up. So, would you call anything that I did reckless that day?
As I stated earlier, I did not hear or see you do or say anything. You were a model.
Thank you.
You were quiet, and if I didn't actually see you sitting there, I would have never done it.
I wouldn't have believed it either, right? I do have a loud mouth. So, they're just completely different complaints than what I had originally, the two that I originally, so it's weird. So, did you ever hear anyone say amen during the meeting?
The whole room said amen after you said, after the governor let us.
Okay. And that was,
I believe that was before or right after.
all right, and then after that, did you ever hear anyone say amen? That you can recall?
Like I said, the room was quiet. We were fast.
he was arrested.
And he was arrested,
His wife was arrested. Was she carrying a baby? So they were arrested for asking relevance. Again, saying the conduct of the state police is obviously out of line. They're randomly arresting people, babies. They testified that they're so concerned about the babies and the children that were in attendance, right? So they're arresting mothers with babies. So, I mean, and how about, do you recall a point in the meeting where it was stopped or disrupted because someone said, yeah?
Like I said, I don't remember anybody saying anything other than a few instances that I pointed out. It was quiet.
You said people were talking amongst themselves?
No, I said even if they were, I didn't hear them.
Okay.
And even if they were, it was not disruptive to the meeting itself because they were so far away. They were.
Were we ever ordered to be silent, completely silent, and we're not allowed to make any sounds or speak at all?
Who asked that?
Was the crowd ever told that they were not allowed to speak or make any noise whatsoever?
I don't remember those words.
Okay. Was the crowd ever told that they were not allowed to clap?
I don't remember that ever being
Was the crowd ever told by anyone not to engage in any type of specific behavior, ever?
I do not remember any kind of commands along those lines. I sat there and I said this to people after the fact. It felt like Nazi Germany. People started taking off because there was no apparent reason for any of those people being removed. And then when I heard they were arrested and charged, it's just very disruptive and disturbing that we live in the United States of America at that time when it happened. And it really is, Mr. Staples. And the fact that your charges have not been dismissed, everything else is troubling to some. The people who are charging you and who are prosecuting you are looking for some kind of win. They're not looking for justice, because justice is the issue.
Thank you, sir. And I agree with you. And even if they win, they lose. That's for sure. I think I'm done.
Sir, you testified that there was. Well, I think it's fair to characterize your testimony as it was quiet enough to hear a pin drop in the room, other than the people that were on the podium speaking.
I didn't hear people talking. And, people were whispering, I didn't hear what they said. I didn't hear any noises. I was never disrupted. And the only time was when, things started to happen. And, obviously, the people were being arrested.
Well, where were you in relation to the rows? If the first row after the,
You had the video, it's 10 minutes.
and you would agree that if there is a video of this entire proceeding, that that video is probably more accurate as to what happened that day than your independent recollection of it 2 years later.
No, sir, I will not agree to that.
Okay.
I was there. I know for a fact there were no noises that disrupted that meeting. None. No people were out of line. There were no noises. There was no disruptions. I want to be clear about that. Video will not overrule or override my testimony today.
So if I suggested to you that.
The video will corroborate my testimony to show that there were no disruptions.
100%. If I suggested to you that after the Pledge of Allegiance, there were people whooping and clapping, you would disagree with that?
No, I would not disagree with that. We sat down immediately after, as we were sitting, sir, and I urge you not to put things out of perspective in order to make a point. We're looking for justice here today.
So was there whooping and clapping or not?
There were people who, how do I put this? We clapped.
Okay, so.
We said.
So how you put it is, yes.
We are proud Americans.
We sung the Pledge of Allegiance.
And nobody should be charged for a crime for being proud of their country and pledging an oath to their country.
Amen.
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 So then you would agree with me, there was whooping, clapping after the Pledge of Allegiance.
Leading.
There was clapping.
Sir,
You're
I
putting
don't know
words,
that.
you're
Come
putting
on,
words in
lawyer.
my mouth.
Hey, relax, dude.
Watch the video. The video
Yeah.
tells you what to
Watch the
say.
video.
Sir, Mr. Staples, please, this is cross-examination. You're not free to just come.
Well, I mean, I didn't pass the bar. Okay? I don't care if I'm going to jail, none of that shit either, especially on this fucking bullshit. None of this shit should be happening right now. He knows it, you know it. This is all bullshit.
We should be arresting those guys.
They should be getting arrested. Exactly.
Were you present for the Tampering council meeting that took place on September 3rd, 2021?
What is this stuff?
The one that was at Health and Human Services. Were you at that?
EHHS.
Were you present? Were you present for the meeting that did not take place at St. Anselm that was scheduled to take place?
Object,
You heard
object,
Mr.
object.
Staples yell that he was
Object.
being arrested and use some profanity from behind the curtain, right?
I don't remember any of that.
Okay.
But and as I testified earlier, I heard him say something. It sounded like he said we were being arrested. It was confirmed when AJ said why we were being arrested. I'm not even sure that I knew what he said. He being Mr. Staples.
I don't have any further questions.
All right, I'd like to ask a question. It's clear that there, at least it's apparent to me, that there have been some witnesses that have been present and testified.
Sir, you can speak.
I would like you to just guide me as to what I should or should not do in the event that Mr. Staples or anybody else wants to call me to testify. What should I prevent myself from doing so that I do not prevent my testimony in the future?
There's a standing sequestration order. It means that you cannot discuss your testimony with anyone who might be a witness in this proceeding.
Okay, so that means I should not sit in the audience, or I should leave the courtroom and wait for it to be over, is that correct?
I'm not going to give you legal advice.
Okay, if I
You
sit
may
in the
step
courtroom,
down.
if I sit in the courtroom, I will not be allowed to come back and testify. Okay, thanks.
That's an obvious bias right there.
Thank you, Ken. Good job. Thank you.
Next witness.
How about James Radell?
Hey, Frank, he keeps bringing up that 2 years ago your recollection is not good, but the video would. Well, do that for all the officers.
Right, yeah, I know. Well, I think I said that, like, oh, I realize, no, so the officers can't even recollect anything anyways. They can't even recollect what the damn complaints are. Like, they said, I said stuff that's not even in here. They testified to stuff that has nothing to do with the charges.
It's because
Please approach the witness stand.
they were coached.
They were coached, exactly.
Questions? Do you swear or affirm that testimony given in this proceeding will be the truth under the pains and penalties of perjury?
I do.
Please have a seat.
State your name for the record.
James Riedel,
Spell your last name.
R-I-E-D-E-L.
from the first trial today? From last Friday? This trial started last week.
Oh, no.
Have you watched any of those?
No,
videos?
I didn't even know it was last week.
Okay. Have you watched any of, there's apparently some video streaming of today. Have you watched any of that video?
Streaming of today?
Yes. Have you watched any of today's proceedings?
No.
Okay, thank you.
I'm not even streaming.
Have you spoken to any of the prior witnesses about their testimony?
No.
And has anyone told you how to answer any of these questions or warned you that these questions are coming?
No.
Okay, thank you.
What questions are they?
They're trying to get me on some witness tampering shit like I'm a fucking dummy.
Like they are.
God damn.
Mr. Staples, please go ahead.
Everybody, sorry. Thank you for coming out here and taking time out of your day for this. Do you know why exactly you're here?
Sir.
Not really, like, what exactly?
So, do you remember the October 13th? Sorry, I don't know, man. I don't know how to do this stuff. Do you remember the executive council meeting where 9 people were all arrested, including myself?
I do. I remember it probably as clear as 911. I went there that day, because I didn't agree with money that was gonna be appropriated, so to speak. And I went there as an innocent citizen of the state of New Hampshire, along with, I'm sure, many other people. There were children there, people in front of me, they were like 80-year-old women. Went there, I'm sitting behind them, and, you know, we're chit-chatting and everything, and all of a sudden, it was, I don't know, probably like 10 minutes, we're there. I went to move my chair because they were all real close to each other, and I'm, what? And I'm like, they have zip ties on the chairs, all zip tied together. And right then, when seeing all the state police there, I was like, I felt so uncomfortable, and I thought, oh my God, what is gonna happen here? I was actually fearful, I was scared. Because I thought I was going there to be part of, I guess, like, you know, to witness what was gonna, how they were gonna determine if they're gonna get the money or not. All of a sudden, it turned into a shit show. And I am so disappointed in the state of New Hampshire that when I felt I should feel protection by state police, and when I went there, I felt scared. And like I said, I remember this like it was 911.
I didn't even ask the question.
Okay, so what I was saying.
So, you said that, the point, so what was the point of going to the meeting? What were they supposed to do that day?
They were supposed to appropriate like $27 million, receive $27 million.
And how were were they gonna vote on that? Or-
Yes.
So they were gonna
Right.
vote on it, right?
Yes.
And, so you were there to watch the vote on that specific
Correct.
one thing?
Yep.
And, was it held in that location, do you know, because of the amount of people that were gonna be there that they expected for that one, bill?
I have no idea. All I know is, I have no idea. All I know is they were only gonna allow a certain amount of people, and they said because codes, like, you know, building codes or
Building
whatever,
codes.
that there was going to
Gotcha.
be so many people, and I know that there were people that wanted to come in, but they wouldn't allow them in because they were, a number of people were supposed to be allowed in there, period.
Right, so there were people outside. How many people do you think were outside that were not allowed in?
I didn't see, so I can't, I don't know.
Alright. And inside, was there, how many sections were there in there?
Well, there was like,
was the executive council. Then they had like a section for, like news, media.
How many people were in that news media area?
It was a big block. I mean, when you
More than
took
an
that whole room and divided it up, there was a lot of room between the executive council and where the public were allowed. I was actually sitting right beside, I was on the edge, like against kind of the wall. There was like tables with state troopers along the wall, and I was right on the end seat. And I remember of like, you know, looking around and everything, and I see them. Again, as I was like looking at dismay of what was going on with all the troopers around and everything, I saw them sitting, texting, showing each other phone, and what, again, as soon as I saw the chair ties, my alert went off. Like, what's going on
Something
here?
weird.
Became very observant.
What was weird?
I saw them texting, and I thought, why would they be showing each other phone and texting while everything was going on? It didn't make sense to me.
So, so was there disturbances at any point in the meeting?
Well, when they had, after the national anthem or whatever was done, they came and said, oh, well, you can't raise your voice. This is a warning. You have to be quiet. And then you can
Who
hear
said that?
It was a woman.
A woman.
A woman that came out.
What part of the meeting was that?
It was before things kind of even started. Like, nothing started. It was like, all right, he's doing the national anthem, and then all of a sudden it was like, you know, that's when we got a warning. And people, you could tell people
Why
were
were people
tensing
warned?
up.
Why were people warned? What did they say?
Because they felt that they were saying it too loudly.
Singing too loudly?
Yes.
And then later on in the meeting, when the woman came in, what was she warning about? What was the disruption at that point?
It was just to keep it quiet, keep it down.
Keep it down.
And when I tell you, you could hear a pin drop in there, like everybody was totally quiet. And that's what I was just like, what is going on here? It was just totally weird.
So, did you see when Teresa and I got arrested for tap on the shoulder?
I didn't see the tap.
You didn't see. At what point did you see us, and did that situation become aware of you?
I only saw like them standing beside you and both of you standing up and going back. And then that's when we heard.
What happened before that?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing. I didn't see nothing. Like it was
Did
quiet.
you hear anything that was
No.
loud or distracted? Did the meeting stop?
No,
Did
they
anyone
went
see?
on, but actually the meeting, that was the other thing. With everything going on, the meeting still continued. It was a bizarre day, just bizarre.
Tragedy. So, we were taking it back, and then, did you hear anything?
Yes.
What did you hear?
I heard we're being arrested. All of a sudden, everybody was like, what? And, you know, right away, everybody was like, that's wrong. You know, what's going on here? And the level of noise did go up.
Mhm.
And the meeting kept going.
The meeting kept going. And did you ever hear, and notice a point in the meeting where someone said, yeah, or it's a lie, that in the meeting was disrupted in any way?
No.
No. How about shut it down?
prior to, because we know I said that
Yes.
behind the thing, I also said shut it down, correct? Did you ever hear anyone say shut it down, or did I say shut it down at any point in the meeting prior to the warning by Megan Wall?
I didn't hear anything like that.
You didn't hear anyone say shut it down at all?
No. Well,
Behind,
yes,
behind the curtain?
yes, but not prior.
Not prior to that, during the meeting. Okay.
Mr. Bell, it's your testimony that the warning came before anything started?
The warning from the lady,
Yes.
well, we did the pledge of allegiance or whatever.
Huh?
I don't remember meetings, well, actually, it would have been, because they would have done it in the meeting, correct? So they had to start the meeting, I don't remember that part, all I remember is a warning because we were too loud.
Okay.
That's all I remember.
Is it fair to say that if there was a videotape of the entire proceedings, it's probably a little bit more accurate than your memory from 2 years ago?
If I watched a video of it?
No. My question is, if a video of the entire proceedings exists and captures all 3+ hours of the meeting, you would agree that that is a more accurate representation of what happened than your independent memory of it some 2 years later?
Oh, I mean, it's on film, I would say, yeah, I
Sure.
would agree with that.
Right, that's
Right, right.
Stupid question.
You testified that you heard Mr. Staples yelling, "Shut it down," behind the curtain, right?
Didn't I object to that type of thing? Hold on, the whole video thing, before on the last person.
That's about what could be heard.
What could be heard?
Right, and you read that, right?
What is the video?
Jeff.
Alright.
What's your question?
All right, my next question. So you heard him say, "Shut it down," behind the curtain. So, so that the record's clear, where were you in relation to the stage?
So, from the stage?
Let me put it this way, which is better. Before Mr. Staples was arrested, were you behind him or in front of him?
I would have been probably at like, 11 o'clock.
Okay. So in front of him and to his left?
Yes.
Okay. And from where you were, which was closer to the stage than his previous position, about mid-range?
No, I would have been, so 11 o'clock, I would have been behind.
Oh, okay.
Further behind
Further
the
back.
stage.
Okay, thank you. It's your recollection.
Who are you texting?
It's your recollection that the meeting never stopped at any time.
Yeah.
I remember it going, even commenting like, wow, they're talking, how can they hear? Because people were like, what's going on? And everything, and you look up there and they were like still like doing the meeting, and you're like, how are they hearing anything? Because it did get loud after they arrived, after the first arrest.
In addition to saying shut it down, did you hear Mr. Staples using profanity from behind the curtain?
I didn't.
You didn't?
I don't remember that, no.
Okay. Well, are you saying you don't remember what he said in addition to shut it down, or are you saying?
All I remember hearing is, shut it down, and then maybe, oh, we're being arrested, something like that, but, I mean, other than that, it's like,
You don't recall.
I don't recall anything else.
And you don't recall the governor at any point saying, "We're gonna pause the proceedings"?
I don't.
Okay. Okay.
May I be next?
Oh,
Thank you. Next witness, sir?
Let's see here.
Emily Phillips. Rep. M. Phillips.
Sir, you want frequent breaks? Do you want a 5-minute break right now? Or do you want to keep pushing through?
I think we should probably just go on. I'll let P at the next break probably. Just get along with those.
I know it was
Hello.
Yeah, can I just, what's your plan with the child?
The plan is, can he sit on my lap? He was there too, he was a witness.
He's
What?
not on
He
the
was.
list, but.
He's not on the list.
So if I put him over there, I don't guarantee how he's gonna be, and I don't think he's gonna be comfortable leaving the room.
Well, can you just?
We can try.
Can you have a trusted friend?
We can try, he is 1 year old.
How about having him sit in a chair?
I'll play with him if you want me to.
So my friend Margie, like, yes, I mean, like, his name's Teddy, everybody.
Hi, Teddy.
Hey, Teddy.
Sit right here, okay, buddy?
He's not really used to me, but we'll try.
Mommy's right there.
Is it gonna be just like seeing him with
No, it's just not
We can try, we can try.
common.
This is nothing about this is common.
Oh, see? She's right there.
I swear or affirm the testimony you give in this proceeding will be the truth under the pains and penalties of perjury.
Yes.
Please ask. Ma'am, would you please state your name for the record and spell your last name?
Emily Phillips, Phillips.
I'm gonna ask you a couple preliminary questions and then I can ask questions. Have you watched any of the first day of this proceeding? This trial started last week.
No, I haven't watched it.
You haven't watched any of the videos related to that? Have you watched any videos or live streams or anything of today's proceedings?
No.
Have you spoken to any of the previous witnesses or any of the witnesses that might be called in this case about their testimony?
No.
And has anyone told you how to answer these questions or warned you that these questions were coming? That these questions were coming?
No.
Okay.
Please proceed.
Thank you for coming today. This is a surprise. So, did you, can you tell us what happened that day on October 13th at the executive council meeting? To the best of your recollection.
So I was there, moving my child there. So what I saw was, the executive council meeting. I told him, like, I don't think he'll be disgruntled.
Hey, mommy to the rescue, buddy.
Hey, buddy. Mommy's coming. Mommy's coming. Mommy's right there. Thank you, Yolanda.
Good job. Nazis.
For real. For real.
And I truly appreciate you coming out here. Obviously, you have other things to do, better things to do. I'm sure. I don't even know how you heard about this, as that's not anything else. It's really. So
The judge is contemplating life right now.
Executive council meeting, and what happened? Describe any disturbances that you witnessed. And, yeah.
So, I mean, what I saw was a large presence of state troopers, in relative to the amount of people in the public there. At some point, the state troopers, organized, kind of walked in between all the aisles, while we were all sitting there. I think at some point we were standing up. he's breastfeeding. I don't care if you can't, I'm just saying he's upset, so he's gonna keep talking. So anyways, so the troopers came in and, stood in the aisles, and then I just kind of witnessed, them walk over to you, sir, and, asked you to come with them, and then, yourself and, Therese Burdell, I believe, were carried out, or walked out back, and then I heard commotion out back saying they're arresting us. Maybe you said shut it down, something along those lines, and then they're arresting us, and then a lot of us in the audience were kind of like shocked what was going on. Meanwhile, the meeting was carrying on as if nothing was happening. It was odd to me to watch. The executive council meeting was still happening as if there wasn't shouting going on. And then a few moments later, I'm not sure how much I should talk, but a few moments later, I saw a bunch of people kind of get, I'm gonna say, plucked out, arrested for, I don't know why. I don't know why it happened, but I witnessed it, and it was shocking, which is why I'm here, right, in my day. I don't know what happened, but people got arrested. I want to say there were 9 people get arrested. 2 of them might have said something. So as far as you, I don't know why you were arrested. I don't know why.
Do you remember a point where we were given a warning by Governor Sununu? Were you there for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I was there, yeah, I was there the whole time. So I think it was just, I don't remember what the wording was, but we need to behave, or we need to be quiet. I think that was something that was said to all of us. I did walk out a couple times to the bathroom, so I might have missed if there was an actual warning. I don't know.
Okay. And do you remember a point where a state trooper came out and warned the crowd in general? And she like kind of stepped out and warned the crowd?
I don't remember that, no.
Where were you in there?
So if you were facing the executive council, I was to the far left where the press was. I was, like I said, I was standing, I had my sister-in-law there, and
Oh,
the
okay.
baby.
So you
I
were
was
in that
standing
cordoned
up.
off area?
No, I was with the public, but I was on the far left. Instead of sitting down, I was standing up because I was kind of like rocking a baby. I chose not to sit down because he was like 5 months old. So I was standing up, right by where all the press, the next section next to the press. I was still in the public area though.
All right, and do you remember a point where everyone stood up and turned their backs?
Yes, so this was right before, yes.
So everyone stood up and turned their backs to the executive council. What point of the meeting was that?
What were they speaking about?
Yeah.
I think that's what,
Everyone
I
was
think
there.
we turned our back when they started talking about, vaccinating kids in schools or something. I think that stood out to me as we were all disgusted that they were going to be pushing this on kids. I mean, that's why I turned around.
Do you remember, point where someone said, it's a lie, once or twice even?
I remember people in the crowd saying things.
People in the crowd saying things?
Yes.
Just, how many approximately?
Several.
Several?
Like, people were saying things under their breath or maybe louder throughout the proceeding, yes.
Did it ever disrupt the meeting?
No, like, even when they were arresting people,
Hold
when I turned.
on. Let's go back. So, were any of these other people that were making noises and talking under their breath and saying things, were they ever spoken to by state police individually?
They may have been, I didn't witness it.
You didn't see them? And was the meeting stopped for any of those instances that you're talking about?
No.
All right. And so how about shut it down before I was out back, and when I said it out back, before that, did anyone ever say shut it down during the meeting that you heard?
Not that I heard, no.
Clapping loudly and yelling, shut it down. You didn't hear anyone doing that?
No.
During the meeting?
Not until after
write down, you know, this is how I do things. And, at that point, what happened behind the curtain? On your side of the curtain?
People were looking at each other, like, what do we do? That's the sense I got, like, what's going on, what do we do? A lot of commotion, people were saying what's going on, looking actually at the state troopers, what's going on.
Why were they, because nobody knew why you got arrested?
Correct. Well, yes, there are people standing around you. We were all quietly just there. So I don't know, we didn't know what justified it or what happened. So when you were crying out, shut it down, we were all kind of reacting like, is something gonna stop? And there was no pause, like from the meeting at least.
Right.
No acknowledgement of what was going on in the crowd.
And
it's your testimony that you left the room a couple of times.
Like, at least twice I went to the bathroom, so.
It's fair to say that to the extent that noises were being made, you might just not have been present for some of them.
Absolutely.
Sure. And you would agree that if there were a video of the entire proceedings, that it's probably more representative of what happened than your own memory is now almost 2 years old. Stupid.
Yeah, I mean, when I went to the bathroom, it was early on, like I was, so, there are many videos, I believe, that I remember being shocked so much that I ran to state rep because I was shocked at what happened that day. So I'm pretty confident in my memory, but yes, of my perspective, yeah.
All right, that's fair. So, it's your testimony that people in the crowd were saying things quietly for most of the meeting.
No, I think that people were muttering things under their breath, which they might even be doing in the courtroom right now, reacting, right? I don't think they were yelling things.
Okay.
Fucking right.
And you don't recall the governor ever saying, let's pause the meeting during any of what happened?
After the commotion, he might have said that I couldn't hear anything.
Okay.
But no, I don't remember him saying it before the initial arrest.
Okay. So it's possible that he said it and just because things were so loud, you didn't hear it?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's right.
Yes.
That's fair.
Is it on video? Did you do it?
Yeah, really?
Okay.
So that's the point of my first questions. Okay. So, you testified earlier that there was a commotion from out back once Mr. Staples and Mr. Bell were led behind the curtain. Are you confident that it was Mr. Staples that was yelling from behind the curtain?
Or a really good impersonator. His voice is pretty recognizable.
Okay. And you could clearly hear him from where you were in the crowd?
Yeah, it was just a curtain. I mean, you know.
Sure. Okay, thank you. Nothing further. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Recording.
Good day.
Recording is started.
Thank you.
You didn't give proper notification to record.
Robert Muckenthaler, if he's out there. Can we take a break real quick? I have to do staff. 10 minutes. Thank you. All right.
continue, yes. We're
So
gonna.
what's this file, the loader file, or thing that was mentioned earlier, what is that?
Loader file?
Well,
I'm not sure.
They said that this guy was on that list and they were.
Oh, Lori list.
Lori, so what is that?
Lori list is like if any cops lied on a police report, lied on the stand, or have done misconduct.
Oh, really?
But he appealed it or something and got it reversed, so he wasn't
that
on the
a-
Lori
is that a
list.
public
So he
list?
actually did do something to qualify for the Lori list, but they removed. Like, he actually like appealed it, and they.
I don't know if the decision's been made yet.
Oh, okay.
I have all the evidence.
Is it a public?
Okay.
I have all the evidence. I know in September of 2021, he filed something with Superior Court to keep his name off the Lori list. And NewHampshireInDeath.org we have that in writing. And then the arrest happened October 13th, so less than 1 month.
Do we know if the court has been properly notified?
Informed of that?
No.
I don't think so.
I wonder if the court has been properly notified that he was recording. Do we know that? Because he started recording. I'm not sure if he gave proper notification.
If he's recording, that just makes it seem even more like he's texting witnesses.
Yeah.
He's recording it for there's already.
I don't even get how he's able to be a witness if he was sitting over here the whole damn time.
The state, how they can do it is the state did not call him as a witness.
Right.
So, yeah.
It's just
That's
sketchy.
how they get around it.
And this guy likes to.
Pretty handy.
This guy wants to run me down the parking lot with his vehicle.
I'm seriously thinking about trying to get a restraining order so that
Yeah.
I don't end up like some of Officer Provenza's victims.
Yeah. I already filed a criminal complaint against him for running me down with his vehicle in the parking lot, so we'll see how that goes.
Shall we back here, Frank, or?
What is it?
Shall we back here?
Yeah, wait till the judge comes back out.
Okay.
and we'll call you up.
Right. Do you have the wire to connect your phone to the thing?
You better do one
Do you have the wire to connect to that?
Oh, I think I just will be, yeah, to have that type of thing.
It's only gonna go on until 4.
So seeing that the state didn't call Officer
Wait.
Provenza.
There's a witness in here? Yeah, please walk out.
Seeing that the state didn't call Officer Provenza as a witness, how are they allowed to do that right now? He's a
Yeah.
witness.
Yeah. Yeah, now he's a witness. Now he's being talked to. A witness is now being talked to. He could be sequestered. I don't think he's going to be sequestered,
But
though.
they said they could help me if I needed.
So he's done as a witness, so it's not.
Hey, Frank, is he just allowed to talk to
But
the
he's
witness?
talking to the prosecution.
I know. It doesn't make any sense.
We're talking about a completely separate case.
Doesn't matter. We don't know that.
we know that?
Man, he signed the damn.
How do we? Why do we just trust you blindly all the time?
No, I took an oath just like some of you guys.
But you guys break your oath all the time.
You're breaking it.
Provenza, would you like to
You
see
are
the-
breaking it with this case.
How about just for safety purposes and for trust with the community that you just don't talk to witnesses so we don't have to go and complain about it, which is going to just immediately throw it out anyways because that is witness tampering. Do not talk to witnesses, sir.
That's not
Do you-
witness tampering.
It is, because if we don't know what you're saying to them, you could be saying anything, and we don't trust you. Do you understand?
I understand that you don't trust me. I don't
Sir.
care.
Why don't you resign right now and just dismiss the case? Just drop the charges.
It's not his
Quite a while
fault.
ago.
He's
How
just
do I know
following
you're
orders.
not
Disgusting.
using my name?
He's
How do I
just
know
following
that?
orders.
I don't.
How do we know you don't
post
ditto at the Sununu Youth Detention Center? We don't know that either.
Boy, he calls everybody on everything. You're up here saying, oh, you can't be a witness and everything. You guys just
So
run.
much
Hey,
justice.
in 2 years from now with
Just 'cause
appeals,
they saw the
I'll be like,
bullshit testimony.
sir, how do you know what you're saying is true? Do you think the video would tell a better truth? Well, yeah, this shit don't lie.
Alright, we're back on the record. Comments for this one?
So, Your Honor, before Mr. Staples calls his next witness, I just want to note, and I'm not saying there has to be numerical parity of the number of witnesses, but Mr. Staples has now called the same number of witnesses. And most of his witnesses' testimony is very duplicative. So I just want to point that out for the record, because we were given a certain amount of time, and the court based on both parties' recommendation as to how long the trial was going to take. And most of the delays that happened in the trial are due to Mr. Staples' obstructions. So I just want to note that that's where we're at.
Call Sununu.
And that's what I'm saying, actually, is we keep hearing and the state keeps raising.
Mr. Staples, how many more witnesses?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Sununu. They keep saying how Sununu is such a key piece, and his admonition, what he said and when he paused the meeting, like, we need him here for testimony on why he may or may not have done these things, okay?
So, what new information?
He
do
just
any of your-
asked something.
What new information do any of your further witnesses have to add to this proceeding?
What do you
don't
mean?
know.
Y'all have-
You can't
they
speak
were
for
all-
witnesses.
I don't know, I've never talked to them about any of this. So, you know,
Sir, if you don't know. what-
this guy is a good witness, I know that. So, what do you expect me to, like, you want me to do, I mean, this is crazy. You expect that I know all these people that were in this room that were witnessed, that one actually ran to be a state rep and got elected over this instance because of how shocked she was of the bootlicking police state that came down on the people that day. Okay? This is way the fuck bigger than just some little bullshit disorderly
This is going
fucking
deep.
violence.
This goes deep.
This is a fucking criminal conspiracy on part of the state. And it's malicious prosecution at this point. They haven't even testified that I said shut it. This dude lies and said I said shut it down. I said shut it down at the end. But they're charging me with saying it before. And you hear mixed testimony from all the state's witnesses. You're hearing consistent testimony from all the citizens that have been testifying here. And I'd rather have more consistent testimony and maybe we catch something, or maybe they jam me up. Because I got too many people. If they had mixed up stories, it wouldn't make any sense. Right? You guys are the ones with the mixed up stories. So we're calling the next witness. He has testimony to provide. We'll probably get through him and, you know, maybe another person, I don't know.
Mr. Staples, please tell me how the testimony of your next witness.
Can I go ask him
needlessly
some questions?
accumulated.
Can I go talk to him and ask him a couple things?
You don't know what.
I've never talked to this guy in my life, dude. You expect me to have some
It's
sort
crazy.
of, this is, you can't tell me I can't keep calling witnesses. These people showed up here, they took time out of their day, I don't know these people. They all talk amongst themselves, and they heard about the bullshit, and they seen what happened to me, and they know about it. I didn't make any announcements about this stuff. I fucking hate people, because everyone sucks. You're all a bunch of fucking liars and assholes. Seriously. It's so much corruption, it's fucking disgusting, and you know it. It goes all the way to the top, right to fucking Governor
Here,
Sununu.
here.
Where
Here,
the
here.
fuck is Governor
Here,
fucking
here.
Sununu? Seriously, where's Governor Sununu?
Can I just ask?
He's the foundation of this shit.
Can I just say again, there are several small children in this court. And your language is just.
I know that, I lose sight of that.
So
when I
so
get
prudent.
hyped up, and it is what it is, man.
Sir, your inability to control yourself when you get hyped up, you've got to.
I control myself quite well, actually. I articulate myself the whole fucking way, all right? So that, do you want me to either break down in tears? This is how emotional lability works with somebody who has head trauma. I'll either break down into tears, right? Or I can turn it into anger and focus it that way. So, will I get calm at some point? Sure, I can. That's emotional ability. It happens.
So, please tell me.
I'm trying to keep myself calm. You don't know my heart is fucking pumping in my chest.
Please tell me how the testimony of your next witness would not be needless.
He can't answer
Because
that.
he has a completely different perspective, and as you heard, some of these people heard different things in different areas of the room and witnessed different things. And he could have overheard something with the troopers. Maybe he heard me say something. Who knows? But nobody's heard me say anything yet. So I'm going to ask him, because I'm not afraid of the truth. I know what I said and I know what I didn't say. So I'm going to ask him straight up what happened, and I want to see if he proves the state. He might become a good witness for the state, because I don't know what he's going to say. I want the truth to come out. This isn't about being duplicitous or anything like that. He's a completely separate person who has his own things, and I cannot reasonably answer your question without having ever met this man until today. He just showed up. So how am I supposed to say? I know he's going to say something or not. I have other questions here that I have to get to. I haven't even gone through all my questions. And where's Trooper LeBoy? Major LeBoy? I need to, oh, sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm struggling with the idea of you calling witnesses and you don't know what their testimony is.
Well, their testimony is
Of
going
course
to
you
speak to
don't.
what happened that day, to whether or not there was a disturbance. And what they're going to testify to is that there was no disturbance made. Okay? That's what they're going to testify to. Until I said, shut it down when I was already in handcuffs in the back.
State we should be heard for. All right, call your next witness, but I do want to say, Mr. Staples, at some point, simply just calling person after person after person to testify to the same thing.
I mean, it's highly disrespectful
well.
to the people.
Could, even if it's,
I'm just saying.
even if it has.
Welcome
some
to America.
value, could be determined by the court to be needlessly cumulative and could be disallowed. But I don't think we're at that point yet. So call your next witness.
Thank you. I mean, we're only equal to their witnesses anyways, he said at this point. Thank you so much, President. And who knows, I don't know if this guy even watched the freaking videos, man. He might get struck down. I don't know what these people are doing. Robert
Yeah, just wasting our time.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony given in this proceeding will be the truth under the pains and penalties of perjury?
I do.
Please have a seat. State your name for the record, please, spelling your last name.
Robert Muckenthaler, Muckenthaler.
Sir, what? Oh, yeah, you could. I asked you some preliminary questions, right?
Have you watched any of the video of the first day of this proceedings? This trial started last week. There was video taken of that and put on the internet. Have you watched any of that video?
Is it going to affect my testimony, or?
You just have to answer yes or no, or.
Okay, yes, I did. I watched it.
You watched it?
And my wife and kids didn't watch it, so they could testify if they had been told at the beginning of this. They could have stayed out of the room. I could.
Sir, you may step down.
Thanks, sir.
This is the games they're playing now.
Yep.
But they didn't testify because they didn't watch it. So nobody told us.
It's okay.
Is
Don't worry
it
about
an
it.
official court
No,
record?
it's
So
fine.
why does it matter?
It's fine.
I don't think it should matter either. How does it, can you explain to me why that matters if they watched the first one? You never said.
If you tried to
So,
present it as evidence of something, then you're
Patricia
using the record.
Jorgensen.
I'm gonna ask you not to speak out loud in the courtroom, please.
I don't take orders.
Governor Sayin. See?
Who's your next witness?
She's getting, Patricia Jorgensen. I don't know if she watched the video either, right?
Okay.
Thanks for coming out.
Ma'am, careful. Just, there's steps there. Would you raise your right hand? Do you swear swear or affirm the testimony you give in this proceeding will be the truth under the pains and penalties of perjury?
Yes, I do.
Please have a seat. Would you state your name for the record and spell your last name, please?
Yeah, it's Patricia Jorgensen, Jorgensen.
Counsel?
Did you watch the first day of this trial? Did you watch any of that tape?
No, I haven't seen any video. The only one I did watch has nothing to do with the code.
Okay. Did you, were you present for any of the testimony last week?
No.
Have you spoken to any of the people that have already testified or who are on the witness list about their testimony?
No.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out here, taking time out of your day for this. Can you tell us where you were seated in the executive council thing?
On October 13th,
yes.
I was directly behind you, Frank.
Oh, you were directly behind me?
I was directly behind you. You can't see me in the video because you're taller and your beard blocks me out.
Oh, okay. So, excellent. Look at this. So, do you remember the point where a trooper came up and whispered in my ear?
When the officer walked up, there was an officer that walked over and tapped your shoulder and
Said, come with me.
said, and you and Teresa asked you guys to follow him, basically, is what I remember.
And, do you know why that happened? What took place was at that point? What did you see?
I didn't see her. We were paying attention to the executive council meeting. Everybody was quiet. We were all just listening to the meeting. I remember standing at different times and turning my back to the meeting when we didn't like what we were hearing, things like that. But there was no, I don't remember conversing with you or hearing you make any commentary at all, or Teresa for that matter.
Did you hear me talking to anybody at all during the whole thing?
No, I was right behind you. I never talked to you or heard you say anything.
So would you say that's relatively out of character for me to be pretty sound?
As far as the few times that you and I have been around each other, I would say you're usually pretty outspoken. The only thing I did hear was there was a woman to my left who had her camera, and I could hear her commentating quietly to whatever she was doing with her phone. But that was the only voice that I heard, because she was close enough to me that I could hear her.
Gotcha. And, did you ever hear me say shut it down?
After you and Teresa had been taken out back, I did hear that, yes. There was a curtain behind all of us, so.
What about before? Any time in the meeting before, did I ever say shut it down?
No,
It's a lie.
no.
It's a
not-
lie twice.
Not until you were not seen by me is the only time I heard your voice. But not until you were already not in
Behind
my
the
sight.
curtain.
I could not see you.
We were already arrested. So, did you ever leave at any point, during the meeting, like to go to the bathroom or anything like that?
Stay there the whole time.
And so you were sitting right there, and so you didn't hear me say shut it down or yeah, before, or say anything before I was arrested.
No.
And what happened, so we were tapping on the shoulder, I'm trying to think, let's see. Oh, the warnings. Get my brain power down. So we had some warnings. Do you remember any warnings during the meeting
of any kind, or any pauses of the meeting at all?
I personally don't, but I do think, I believe the only pause there was around the time that after you had been removed, there was a pause in the meeting, and that's when the Todds were arrested. But you were already gone at that point, so I don't remember pauses prior to that. I do remember an officer telling us that we needed to remain respectful of the meeting going on. But that was the whole room.
What did she mean by that? Why did she say that?
I have no idea. It didn't seem right because we were all being respectful and quiet in the first place. So it didn't make sense to me that she would come out and voice in that way, but she did what she did and we remained quiet like we were before she voiced it, so.
And how about amens? Did you ever hear any amens?
That's funny actually, because I don't remember Reese, who was sitting next to you, saying amen very clearly. I do remember that the woman taping next to me and myself, and I believe Therese may have as well, we all kind of said amen under our breath together. So I can't speak to that she did or didn't say it, or that she did or didn't say it. I know at that moment, I very quietly to myself, maybe it came out in a hearing thing, if you were close enough to me, said amen. But other than that, no.
Were there other, people talking amongst themselves quietly at all, like whispering to each other? I mean,
Again,
not
whoever
very.
was next to me,
Okay.
I could hear her because she was videotaping the meeting. And she must have been doing it live. And when she was doing it live, she would commentate as she was doing it. So I could hear her. So there was whispering coming from whoever this person was that I could kind of hear. Other than that, no.
Okay. And how about the Pledge of Allegiance thing, when we were admonished by the governor? Why do you think well, first we dial back to when the officer came out. Was the meeting paused for that?
No.
When she randomly came out and talked?
Oh, I don't.
Do you recall?
I don't
Did
recall
anyone,
that
did the
part.
governor or anyone say, meetings paused?
No, I don't remember any pausing of them continuing their speaking when she came out and kind of basically told everybody, hey, you need to be respectful, there's a meeting.
And was there a specific warning given, exactly what she was referring to, or who she was?
No, I think
Just
it was an
general thing.
overall to the room kind of a statement that she stated.
Okay.
This is almost 2 years ago, it's kind of hard.
Yeah,
to
yes,
remember.
I know. Yeah, we're all having memory problems, but they think the
But I was
state
there.
troopers steal traps. They got steel traps. So,
And our chairs were hooked together, why that was, I always wanted to know the answer to that.
the chairs were
We're
zip
cable
tied
tied
together.
yeah,
Yeah.
cable ties, that's what they're called. Anyway.
So, the governor. So when the governor admonished everyone, what was that about?
Just kind of we're excited to say the Pledge of Allegiance. All of us are Americans and I stand proudly when I stand for the flag. So we did get a little, we all kind of raised our voices.
Hey, some people are just too quiet, I think. They always say I'm too loud, I think everybody's too quiet. So, the governor, and what did he say exactly?
I don't remember his exact words. I do remember him telling us that we needed to not be loud and that it was not okay to raise our voices in that way. And he kind of, correcting us for being exuberant for the Pledge of Allegiance.
And you said you were behind me?
I was directly behind you.
Alright. And, so when we stood up and turned our backs, and then we turned around and sat
shortly
What
after that, yeah.
happened?
Nothing. Nothing was going
Was the
on.
meeting
that-
paused?
No. They did not pause the meeting until after you yelled, then they paused the meeting, and then I watched.
When did I yell?
The
When did I yell?
I don't, it was, you were pulled around, you followed the officer, you and Teresa both followed the officer, they went behind what I'm calling a curtain, but there was a drape floor to ceiling. You went down all the way to that back corner, you walked around the curtain, we didn't see you anymore, and it was a couple of minutes later when you said shut it down, and something like, I don't remember the other comments that you made, but I could not see you at that
Was it
point.
easy to hear what I was saying from over
You were
there?
pretty loud.
I was pretty loud, but could you
But
clearly
you
hear
were
it?
in the other room, but you were not in the same room as I was in.
Not in the same room.
If there was actually a wall there that was like this wall, I probably wouldn't have heard you,
Oh.
if that makes sense.
So if it
Like, if we were
wasn't-
in a structure that was a complete concrete block, and we were inside it and you were outside it, I probably would not have heard you.
Okay, so there was just like a drape.
There was a curtain kind of thing that sat behind the people observing, and that the officers that were in that area would stand with their backs to.
Could you see anything back there?
No, had no idea what was back there.
All right,
Hi, Ms. Ferguson.
Hi.
So I'm gonna ask you some questions about the October 13th meeting.
They're gonna delay. They're gonna delay.
And I guess,
Watch.
you went there that day, and you ever been to a governor and executive council meeting before?
I had not been to an executive council meeting, but I will tell you that at the time that that was all going on, my daughter is a state representative, so I was aware of things happening within our government, and I knew that they were hearing for the second time that 27 million was gonna be kind of handed out, and so I was aware of things that were going on that were politically heated topics. That's what made me go.
All right, so the first part of the answer is, no, I've never been to.
I had never been to one prior.
Okay. But you were aware of the fact that there was an issue that was going to be on the agenda that day.
Correct.
And what you were aware of, because of your daughter, it sounds like, is in the state government, or this is a rep, you were aware that one of the topics was going to be something that had been on the agenda 2 weeks earlier, on the 29th of September, for a governor executive council meeting down at the Institute of Politics at St. A's, right? Yeah, you were aware of that.
I was aware there was a meeting there.
And you were aware that that meeting actually didn't transpire, and it was canceled as a result of behavior that occurred there, correct?
I believe so, yeah.
Right, there was things on the news, it was reported, we didn't footage on it,
Yeah.
correct? Yeah, so you were aware of that, and you were aware.
Your Honor, relevance? I mean,
Meeting,
come on,
okay,
relevance?
What brought it there that day?
What's the relevance of this
What brought me
29th
there was
meeting?
it was close enough for me to get to, otherwise I'd have been in Manchester the previous day. I
Objection.
lived north, and I'm a homeschool mother, so I don't, if I can't get to it in Concord or my local area, I don't trek off very far from that area. So that's what made me not go to Manchester for the first executive council meeting.
What's the relevance of this?
I'm asking her why she went there that day and what she knew about what was on the agenda.
Is she under investigation for being a freaking citizen?
So,
Yeah,
sir,
why?
can I just trouble you to direct your concerns?
Sorry, you know what I mean? This is a little out of line here. This is really, 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 really crazy.
Okay, so, I'm not sure the relevance of this, are you gonna explore this further?
So you went to the meeting because you were aware of things that were on the agenda,
Correct.
and you had an interest in those things.
Yes.
And as a result of knowing what had happened 2 weeks earlier, when you saw that there were troopers there, you thought maybe that was related to the fact that there had been problems at an earlier meeting.
The problems at
You
the
can't
meeting
plan.
were from the news. that
Object,
was
object.
displayed to everyone. So
Okay.
I knew that there were problems, but I wasn't at the previous meeting, so I didn't care.
Understood.
I went to the meeting to hear and show the executive council that I was a person against what they were getting ready to pass for the executive council
Okay.
bills and agenda that they had in front of them.
And
So I was
prior-
a person, I do that with the State House, with bills, with, I've testified on the State House floor. There's many things that I go to that I find important to myself.
Okay, and with respect to going to this particular meeting, had you looked up or found out anything about the conduct of the meetings or how the meetings are generally conducted? Did you know anything about that?
I know how things are, I know how to be respectful. I don't need to be told how to behave at a public event of any kind.
Okay, so my understanding is were you with the first group of people that were letting in just build, you were there right from the beginning?
I believe so, yeah. So when they opened the doors, I was one of the first people to
Okay.
walk into the building, yeah. I managed to get a seat, and there was only just so many, so I guess I would have been alone.
I'm trying to figure out what she was, where she was, what she heard, and how long she was there.
She was right behind me.
In case she
That's
said
it.
Okay, that's all.
Okay, when there's an objection, you make your objection, tell me what it is, and then council, you can respond, and you can respond to me, and then I'll hear from you, and then I'll make a rule. We're gonna keep doing it like that, but, no exchange between the two of you, please.
So with respect to getting in there, you believe you were there from the very beginning?
I managed to get a seat, so I would probably be one of the first people that were able to get a seat. So whatever that means, I don't really know.
And with respect to the beginning of the meeting, do you recall, even before the Pledge of Allegiance, Governor Sayin was saying something to the effect of, we appreciate your participation, but we want this meeting to be conducted in an orderly fashion, and we want people to be well behaved, essentially.
So I want to make note of this right here. Again, the reason we need the governor here to specifically, they're using this.
Objections, sir?
No, this is a memory thing. And I'm taking note and I'm making sure it's on the court record. Because I have head trauma and I forget everything. So we need the governor here.
Sir, you can.
For that reason, because he keeps using these other things that the governor supposedly said. So is this another admonition? Please go on.
So,
I don't recall, and I do remember that the executive council was at a table that was really far away from where I happened to be sitting in my chair, but there was tape all around the public, and the executive council was quite a distance away at a table. I don't remember him speaking about how to behave at a public, I don't recall that coming from the governor, but that doesn't mean that he didn't, it's just, this was 2 years ago.
okay, so you do recall that after the Pledge of Allegiance,
Yes, he did
was
speak.
he asked people to say the pledge or whatever, they were saying it, and then as that was going on, people raised their voices, and at the end there was some clapping and some booing.
I don't recall that. I remember the pledge being loud and him making commentary about that not being necessary, kind of commentary. I don't remember his exact words, but I don't remember the governor spending a lot of time talking to us, the people sitting in the room.
Then in terms of the order of operations here, at some point in time, do you recall that there was a trooper that came up and tapped Mr. Staples on the shoulder and talked to him briefly, prior to people standing up and turning their backs and doing all that stuff happening?
Isn't that funny? I don't remember that.
Okay, so is it possible that a trooper came up to him and gave him some sort of a warning?
Anything's possible.
Okay, and you said you recalled there being a woman who was there with a video camera, also very close to you, who was videotaping that.
She was right next to me.
Correct. So if she had a video camera that captures Sergeant DeLuca going up and tapping Mr. Staples on the shoulder and speaking to him,
Okay.
you would agree that if it's been captured on video, that's consistent with your memory?
Well,
Correct.
not with my memory. It's consistent with what other people are, or that videotape is showing me occur.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
If it's on video, it happened,
Right.
but I don't recall him being tapped prior to being escorted.
So then, do you recall at some point in time, do you recall him saying something to the effect of, that's a lie about something that was being said on the stage?
Your Honor, I'm not even charged with saying that's a lie, so what is the relevance of this line of questioning? I'm not even charged with saying that's a lie. We're talking about the charges that I'm here for. That's what we're fucking talking about.
So, with respect to...
So to answer that question for you, I do not remember Frank saying that's a lie at all until I heard him yell things from behind that curtain that were loud and the whole room heard it. But I don't remember exactly those words either, other than shut it down. I do remember the shut it down term.
And that's a term that Mr. Staples had used in other occasions, correct? You've heard him say shut it down before. Is that like a watchword or a phrase that you say?
No.
Oh, you've never heard, okay.
Leading.
How about on this particular occasion, do you remember a female trooper at some point in time coming out and addressing the people and talking about we can't have disruptions, and if there are further disruptions, you could be arrested for disorderly conduct? Do you remember
I
that?
don't remember her saying that. I do remember a female officer coming to the room and saying that we needed to be respectful, there was a meeting going on, that kind of thing, and that you could be asked to leave if you weren't, kind of.
Asked to leave or asked to leave?
I don't remember her exact terminology either, but I do remember an officer that was female, speaking from where I was sitting. She was to my right, beyond the yellow tape, and she did speak to the room. To be honest, I wasn't paying much attention. I was sitting there quietly, so I had no reason to be concerned about whatever it was she was saying.
But you could hear her.
I could hear that she was speaking to the room. I
And
don't
to the
remember what
extent
she
you
said.
were right, and to the extent you were right behind Mr. Staples, it would be clear he was able to hear her as well.
Of course he heard her too. I'm sure he did. He was sitting there quietly.
Okay. So then, my understanding is when you testified, you said the officer, do you remember whether it was an officer or whether it was two officers that came over to Mr. Staples and Miss Grinnell?
That's an interesting question, because I have often thought back, and I haven't gone back to watch the video to find the answer. But I do believe that I believe that there was an officer that reached, but there was also another officer right there. Jeff. Now, can I elaborate or no? So I believe there was a second officer who was kind of tentatively like standing behind the first officer, if that makes sense. Almost like one was more forward than the other. And after they were escorted out, there was a lot of state police troopers who literally started walking up the aisles in a pretty aggressive, like intimidating kind of way. There was multiple, 2 and 4 and 6, and they were walking up, and it was unbelievable the amount of officers that we saw patrolling that room, if that's what you want to call it, after these guys had been escorted out.
Okay, I'm gonna have to suspend. Ma'am, would you step down?
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
She's subject to recall.
Subject to recall, so don't watch any videos, don't talk to anybody. You gotta go back out there.
I'm gonna leave. I have my son with me. I'm
Okay.
going in.
Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day. I'm sorry you had to deal with this.
Especially don't talk to the state at all, because they're the ones that violate that rule.
Okay.
Yep.
This matter is going to be continued to March 31st. We will begin the proceeding at 10 o'clock a.m.
I might be in jail, just so you know.
Are you serious?
Yeah. A non-payment fine. It depends on if the judge is gonna jail me for that. I'm not gonna pay the fine for the disorderly conduct in front of seniors house that I was not guilty of. That I'm still trying to appeal, but that's a whole other thing, that's not with you.
If you're in jail, we could have you transported.
March 22nd, just so you know, I'll be in jail March 22nd, but I won't have any of my stuff.
All right. process of presenting your case, Mr. Staples, we're gonna have 2 hours. So I want you to plan for that event and manage the introduction and calling of witnesses for that. And if you choose to testify.
I'm gonna subpoena Governor Sununu because they keep using stuff.
And to make arrangements in advance so that you can fit the conclusion of your case into that 2-hour period.
Oh, no, if I have to take more time, you already approved the ADA requirement. I'll take the time that it takes me to get through the video. I have the minute by minute marks right here. It's a little bit out of order, but.
We'll address that on the 31st.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
Anything further from the state?
Because the video is the best evidence. Is it not?
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Is the video not the best evidence?
Just a second. I was trying to.
Video can't lie.
I don't know how you know, other than through Mr. Staples' past, that if something happens in this other hearing, he's incarcerated. But I obviously don't want to have everyone remember that happened not here. So I don't know how it is, because I'm sure the court would have him transported, if necessary, to be here. So I'm just trying to figure out the mechanism to figure that out. Is there a way to?
Call them, check it out. You guys are all one big freaking family.
All right, this hearing's concluded.
Bunch of fucking Nazis.
What was fucking corruption?
Your Honor? Okay. Do I have the right to file a restraining order against Provenza based on what
Can I get escorted to the parking lot so the prosecutor doesn't run me down with his car again?
So we gotta, I don't know how, we need to talk to somebody about that.
Okay. I'm seriously that concerned for my safety.
We need a clean slate. We need a clean slate. All court officers, all state troopers, all judges, all prosecutors, all new, all new. And then start, maybe tattoo, remove those swastikas.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really? Scary country we're living in now.
Nazism didn't die, guys.
Okay, courthouse is closed, you have to leave. Don't talk to any of the witnesses, the people who are going to testify. Don't talk. Please don't talk. Go outside and talk.
What's up, Joe? Hey, what do you think about the brass knuckles being legal now?
It's great.
March 31st.
So here's some bullshit administrative order right here. This is not law. This is what they're trying to enforce of me recording it right now.
But I wouldn't want to write anything.
It's a judge's order, Edwin Kelly, thinking that we can't record in the lobbies, but this is administrative order. This is not law.
Right.
And it's trying to cite a court rule, which is not, this is not actually accurate to the court rule. This is a bullshit writing of the rule. And because Rule 78 actually says that we have the right to do this.
Right.
So this is bullshit perversion of the law.
Right. Yeah, it's a rule they have.
Can you watch this prosecutor? Because he tried to run me down with his vehicle last time. Can you make sure you keep your eyes on him? I filed a complaint against you with the hospital police. I hope you're in cuffs. I hope you serve time.
He looks exhausted.
You should retire.
Definitely. Thanks for coming today, appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. God bless you and your whole family. I think about you guys every day. I send prayers.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
There are future.
Just wait for this other guy.
Is legitimately not a good cop.
No.
Really, really bad cop. Okay? I mean, he was the only witness to a murder.
Good.
He was the only witness to a murder. Okay? And so Officer Finalizing that is legitimately.
Have a good day. All right, I'll see you guys sometime March 31st. Nice, good, brother.
Thank you.
What's that? I know. It's just making stuff up.
All right, let's try this again. I'm gonna stand in a safe area and maybe the prosecutor won't run me down again. Hey, can I bum one? Do you mind? Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm subscribed to your channel.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. I've reached out to Frank that one day, Tyler Payne.
I feel like I've met you before.
Yeah, I sent you an email a while back, but we'll talk again sometime. I just came to support him today, so but he's a good buddy of mine. You got
Yeah.
it? There you go.
No, he's good.
I saw the.
We've had a falling out, but we made up. We made up.
That's good. It's good. I saw that crazy kid that got hit by the bike in Manchester, huh? Oh my God. Was that insane or what? That poor kid.
It was on live, bro.
I know, you caught it on live.
It's crazy. Hey, I just heard them over saying it's like, you know, he's not wrong on something. I don't know. I couldn't really understand the full thing, but they're gonna have to they're gonna have to dismiss this case. If Snoo takes the stand, it's like publicity, the politics involved. It's not good. But I'm gonna get this guy arrested.
Yeah. He almost hit you in the parking lot.
I'm gonna test it again. I'm gonna stand exactly where I was.
Do it.
And more than one witness in my camera. It's just crazy. It's just crazy.
I don't rank, but
Oh, I'm within the yellow line. I mean, if he crosses that yellow line again, it's a systemic problem. Do you mind sticking around just in case he tries to run me down with his vehicle again? Do you mind just sticking around? Because he might run me down with his vehicle again?
Okay,
Yeah.
Are you okay if I stand by my car?
Yeah, that's fine. Just witness it. More witnesses is great. I ain't playing. Like, this is as far as I was, and he ran over the yellow line.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So you're headed to area 23? We all stand on the yellow line.
Yeah. You guys, everyone stand up on the yellow line.
Let's see if the lawyer runs anybody.
See you, man. Because the prosecutor.
Alright.
They're handling my complaint. And they were very nice. They wanted to go forward with it. Yeah. So he's screwed. Maybe he'll have to be transported from jail too.
Alright, bye guys.
See ya.
This guy was at the back room the whole time.
It's not really a joking matter. It's not a joking matter. Eavesdropping. I'll show you what eavesdropping is like. Just get a little closer.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
stay out of the travel lane though.
I wasn't in the travel lane. You're accusing me of being in the travel lane?
You are right now.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. So now I'm not in the lane of travel. Yeah, nice and slow this time. He's got license plate covers, and it's blocking the plate. You might want to pull him over for that.
I was gonna say I apologize. I work with him, so I was talking about something completely different
Okay.
from everything else.
Well, he's got license plate frames.
Covers that are covering the license
That's right.
plate.
That's illegal.
I think it's like a, if it's a.
I'm complaining about. No. I've gotten pulled over for it. So let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get him. Let's get him for that. Let's get him for that. He knows the law. He's a state prosecutor. You can't block any part of the plate. And it was like falling off, so it was blocking more of the plate. So I'm telling you right now, I'm a complaining party, and I want him to get a ticket for that.
Okay. I'll see if there's someone out that way, or it's actually Concord PD, but.
Oh, actually, it's the hospital police. Trust me, I know.
The campus.
So maybe can you notify them right now?
Yeah.
Cool, thank you. It's HI 717.
Here's what it is?
Yep, HI 717. He's going to the hospital police right now. Hello. Hi.
Yes.
Hi, I filed a complaint against someone the other day, and I just want to see if there's a follow-up.
Yeah, do you know who you spoke with?
I spoke with Roy.
With Roy?
Yep.
Yeah, he won't be back till Sunday.
Sunday?
Yep.
There's no follow-up on the complaint at all?
I don't have any report on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Can I just get your name just so I know I spoke to?
Yeah, Dan.
Dan?
Yep.
What was
Morton.
Morton?
Yep.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Take care. So yeah, guys, this is the State Office Complex Police. They're the ones that are going to be handling my complaint when the prosecutor tried to run me down with the vehicle. So we're going to see where that goes.